How we doing, people? How are we doing? I'm just trying to mute this over live stream, but we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Manchester City podcast. Mandem United podcast meets the Mandem City podcast, where we discuss both Manchester clubs, people. We discuss both Manchester clubs. Myself and Vader, Mr. Vader Games TV. Ruben Amorim has officially now joined Manchester United, so I'm sure the vast majority of the questions will be about that. Who will play in Amorim's system? Who will play in his system? Where will players play in his system? As for Manchester City, uncharted territory. Never seen before in his managerial career. 4 losses in a row across all competitions for Pep Guardiola. Is it a crisis for Manchester City? Is their Premier League title hopes over? If they're playing like this, is their Champions League hopes over? So we'll be discussing all of those things, but make sure first and foremost you run up the likes on the video, hit the like button on the video, make sure you do that, share across all the socials as well, and on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. It's at Sarcasm City TV on all socials, so please retweet a like from Twitter and share from the Instagram, and like I said again, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. So let's bring over here none other the Mr. Vader Games TV. Let's see what he's got to say about what's going on at his beloved football club. Vader, what are you saying, man? What's good?
Yo, flawless. Everything's good, relatively. Everything's good, relatively. Those of you on all the listening platforms, make your way over to YouTube. You're missing this damn show. Get over to YouTube, subscribe, and hit the like button. Flawless. These are unprecedented times, man.
Absolutely unprecedented.
These are unprecedented times. I had to go and get my cloak of invisibility, my man. I had to go out and get the cloak of invisibility. The demand for Vader Games TV it's crazy. It's crazy. And I can't just say that it's for myself. City fans are in high demand right now. These rivals, these piranhas, drop of blood, they're everywhere. They are everywhere, flawless. I had to bring out the cloak of invisibility because they're looking for me everywhere, flawless. They're looking for answers. They're asking me questions. They're like, Vader, how are you going to deal with this? I mean, I'll transition out of this show because I had my 115, one question, 15 minutes, and I had to talk about this right here, why City are extremely vulnerable and why we're extremely vulnerable and giving what looks like a very strong chance at Liverpool winning this title. So we're going to talk about a lot of things. I'm going to remove the cloak because, at the same time, those of you on Spotify, make your way over here, listening platforms, make your way over to the YouTube, hit the like button. But, Vader Games, I don't hide, man. I don't hide. It's never about hiding. It's always dealing with all of these ops. It's dealing with all of these rivals that have all these questions, have all these weak narratives when it comes to my club, my players, my manager. So we're going to deal with all of it. We're going to deal with all of it right and proper. Those of you in the chat, like Flawless always likes to remind you, share your comments, your questions. He'll get to it if it's of quality and if it doesn't disrupt the show. If your questions are of quality and don't disrupt the show, he'll bring it to the stage. But if your question's weak, it's not going to see the light. It's not going to see the light of day. All right? 4 losses, flawless.
I know.
4 on the bounce.
Crazy.
I'm not necessarily going to accuse you of this. I'm not going to accuse any rivals of this because I have been labeled as a gaslighter. So
who would have thought, man? Outrageous.
I think it's a poor label. I don't think I should be labeled.
I think quite frankly, I think it's appalling. Well, here we are.
When I talk about my club not looking just right, when I talked about, am I winning this Prem? Do I have concerns? Did I say the transfer window was all that? When I say it, I'm gaslighting. When I'm saying I'm downplaying things. When I'm saying it, I'm like, Vader, what kind of agenda is he running? And now look at where we are. And I don't do the I told you so. I don't do that. Nobody likes trust me, in your life, you'll large up box. In your life, nobody likes I told you so. Nobody likes it. Remember a couple weeks back when I said you should have done this. Remember a year ago when I said you should have invested. No one wants to hear that.
Yeah, facts.
We're
But you know what? I think
dealing
it
with the
stems
here and
from
now.
this.
So I'm not going to
Even
remind you.
even though I disagree with it, and I think it's terrible that you get called a gaslighter. I think it's out of order, appalling. Shout out to Pels every time. She said you had concerns even when you were on the road to winning the treble. So even though when you was playing well and you were odds-on favourite, not in your mind, but in most of the minds and bookmakers' minds in the UK, that you were odds-on for winning the treble, you had your doubts. I think that's where it stems from. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Blue, respect the comment. You supporting the channel 100%. Concerns. Well, why do Vader Games concerns be categorized as gaslighting though? Because like as a fan, even when Flawless was at the peak of the mountain, he still had concerns. He still saw some flaws within
Absolutely.
the squad. He still had confidence in getting the job
Yeah.
done, but he could still see some of those flaws. When I point out the flaws, I'm gaslighting. When I point out the flaws, I'm downplaying things. And here we are. Here we are. But I'm not the one to say I told you so. I'm the one to say we're gonna find a solution. But I am vulnerable. Flawless, I'm wounded. I'm wounded.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, forgive the reference, but whether it's a knife fight, bar fight, I got some cuts. I got some damage on me.
Absolutely.
I'm wounded. Look at the
Yeah.
players that have been injured throughout this season.
Absolutely. There's also that because
Because
you
I
do it with
have
a
a
smirk.
smile. No, but that's
Because
just
you
I'm
do
a
it
happy
with a smirk.
person. I smile a
Yeah.
lot.
It must be
A
great,
lot of
man.
I,
Seeing your team win 4 Premier Leagues in a row. I'd be smiling all the time too. I get it. Trust me.
you know
I
what?
get it.
I'm on a
Trust me.
four game. I'm on a 4 game losing streak. I'm still
Four
smiling.
lost.
God's blessed me. Things
Yeah.
outside of football, I'm always gonna be smiling. But I
Absolutely.
had to, Blue. You saw. I had to bring out the cloak. I
Yeah.
had to disappear for a second because I had to gather my thoughts.
Yeah.
I had to gather my thoughts and really think about what's going down right now. Because everybody wants to go back in time. Everybody wants to do the in hindsight transfer window. Should we have done more? That is one of the weakest narratives, and I'm tired of it, Flawless. I'm tired of it. A couple shows back, I talked about how this day and age, this Instagram microwave era, all these fans cry. All
Absolutely.
these fans cry, Flawless.
Not
I
even.
don't know
Yeah.
what it is. I don't know if it's something in the water. I don't know if it's too much soy in the diet. There is something a little weak these days. Something's off. Everybody cries. Real Madrid fans cry.
Absolutely. It works for them though.
It works for them though.
It does work for them. What their fan base does works for Real Madrid Football Club.
Real Madrid fans are
Yeah.
crying. And
Absolutely.
they're crying after the fact. They're crying in a sense to really look at and I'm not going to spend much time on this, but look at the ambition that Real Madrid have shown over the years. And
Absolutely.
these fans want to cry.
Yeah.
So all I want to point out is it's funny. You go team by team by team,
Yeah.
crying about players, crying about owners, crying
Yeah.
about manager, because it happens even at a Real Madrid. It
Yeah.
happened at a Bayern a couple seasons ago, and even last season. So I'm a chill. I'm not one of them. Flawless, I'm not one of them.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
it's
comfortable.
because
It's maybe because it's what
maybe it's
you won,
because
so
knowing
it's
the times
comfortable not
before
to.
these.
That's what it is. It's because of what you won. Real Madrid an anomaly. Like let's exclude Real Madrid. Anyone else in your situation be cool, pretty much. Any other team, it'd be
Bayern
less
Munich, Bayern Munich
concerning
were crying last year, Flawless.
because of
Crying
how.
this year.
Yeah, this year, last year. Did you see their team? Did you see how they performed?
You know what it is? This day and age, this era.
Well,
If I'm gonna use an analogy or metaphor,
yeah,
this day and age, these fans can't change a tire. They get a flat tire, they're crying. They're bawling their eyes out. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to cope. This 4 losses on the bounce, I'm gonna deal with it.
of course you are.
I'm not gonna be
'Cause
crying my eyes out. I'm
I know.
looking for what the
You know why?
solutions are.
Solution because you have faith in the people to bring you solutions.
Even before that, I'm gonna look at what I believe the solutions to be, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
present them, but not in a crying, ranting way. But
Well,
you know what? We'll move past that because I understand for some that's how they express their emotions. That's how they vent. That's how they cope. Some want to cry it out, have a little sob fest, and then they're good to go. Some maybe get into the gym, knock out some weights, and then they're good. There's a level set. Some they got to break something. They got to break something of value in their place, and then they're all set. However you deal with it, me, myself, and I've looked at, I've looked at what's happened from the very beginning, and I'm not going to be one to be in hindsight and say my club didn't show ambition for what they did in the transfer. I'm not going to do
Well,
that.
it's fair to say you had a poor window.
It's fair to say I have a poor
Yeah,
window,
well, that's fair.
yes,
That's
but
not
it's also
an
fair to
invasion.
say that before losing, and some fans again of this era can't relate, and trust me, I'm relating to it because it just happened recently. But when you lose a Ballon d'Or player,
Yeah.
it's going to cause a hiccup. It's going to make things a little off for a second. So losing a Ballon d'Or, what am I going to look at Pep and look at the board and be like, you guys didn't play it properly. You guys should have expected a Ballon d'Or to be out the door.
No,
Nah,
they should have planned.
relax.
They should have done better though in that scenario. That's a fair
Always,
critique.
hey, always should have done better. Of course,
That's
always should have done better.
that's a fair critique to say you should have got someone in. That's not outrageous.
But to look at my club and say that they weren't trying to do that when I've seen them go into the transfer market to kind of get it, to go and get a Declan Rice, to go into the transfer market and try to get a Paqueta, to go in the transfer market and try to get Bruno, to go into the transfer market and try to get others. I get that. And at the
Yeah.
same time, to have spent money and got a Calvin Phillips that didn't quite work out, I'm not going to look at my club and be like, where's the ambition?
No,
Where
of
have
course
you
not.
been? How are you resting on your laurels? No,
And
I'm not
there's a
doing
reason
that.
for that because your club never rests on its laurels overall.
So when I hear rivals fans try to
Yeah.
throw that as a narrative, I'm like, okay, I know not to listen
Oh,
to
you
you
mean
for.
that? Oh, you mean at City? Like rival fans have
At
been
City,
saying that.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, right.
I hear
I get
rivals
you.
trying to throw that at my club. I hear
Yeah.
some of my fans, some of my City fans, trying to say
Mhm.
that about the club. I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
let's chill. Maybe it's because I'm a little too grown, flawless. Maybe it's because of the platinums you see poking out. Maybe
Yeah,
that's what it is.
your experience.
Because
Yeah, it's wisdom.
it's it's the thank you. It's the wisdom, and flawless understands this as well. All right, when it comes down to sustained
I don't know.
success,
I don't know where you're gonna go with this. Go on. I'm gonna let you land. Go on.
when it comes down to sustain,
As
when
soon
it
as you
comes
said
down,
flawless understand this, I was like, all right, this gonna be
no, I'm
good. Go
saying
on. I'm gonna let you
no,
land.
I'm
Go on.
saying
Go on.
flawless understands the
Yeah.
the wisdom, the how because
Yeah.
again, we're snipers on the opposite side of the field, right? You
Absolutely.
understand.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you gotta assess.
Yes.
You gotta assess. You
Absolutely.
gotta be like, okay, what is my target actually?
Yeah. Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
again, this is why there's tremendous respect and why of of other shows I'm here on a regular because
Absolutely.
it's not about. And I know you don't like the word efficiency when I was relating it to FSG, but
Oh no, it's great.
efficiency is.
I'm FSG and I'm with you with the efficiency because efficiency
Uh,
doesn't demand dominance.
I recognize what they do over there, so I shout them out.
Yeah,
But
so do I. You know what I'm saying? And
when it
what's
comes to
crazy is you mentioned Bayern Munich. Shout out to Zir because it was a great point Zir made. Zir Talks. Make sure you subscribe. Phenomenal content creator, Bayern Munich fan from Saudi. I don't know if he's from Saudi, but he lives in Saudi. And he was talking about Bayern Munich and how he wants to win the Bundesliga. And he was like, if we win the Champions League but don't win the Bundesliga, I want the manager gone. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, I'm not looking for a Champions League to paper over the cracks and we're terrible in the league. He's like, I'm looking for sustainability. He said, I want dominance. I'm not Arsenal. I said, you know what? You spot on. And there's someone who talks my language. He wants, as a Bayern Munich fan, he wants dominance, and that's what they should strive for, even if they fall short. And they've had their dominant periods. This is why they've won trebles. This is why they've won a quadruple, for example. This is why they're one of the most successful sides in Europe. I think they got, is it six champions? How many Champions Leagues they got? Six? Something like that.
five,
They're one of the
five or
most. Is it five?
I don't
Five
know,
or six? So
five or
you're
six.
in the top. Else behind
Yeah,
Madrid,
Liverpool.
Liverpool, AC Milan, ain't they the next up? Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Big up to Jez in the chat and Hassam as well. So yeah, with that, the reason why I mentioned that because it's about dominance. That's why the efficiency word don't work. Dominance is what Manchester City have done. Is what Manchester United should be striving for. Bayern Munich, Arsenal, but you have fans in all these fan bases who are comfortable with efficiency, doing what Brighton have done, or Brentford, or Fulham, or Forest, and let's see if we can just nick a cup here. All right, cool. Well, yeah, go on.
But when it comes down to efficiency between what you and I do and how we speak, how we deal with rivals, how we deal with our own club,
Yeah,
this is where I had to say. I respect what this is. The wisdom as well, because it does take some wisdom to pick your shots.
Absolutely.
You're not out there with a machine gun firing at everything. You know you got a certain amount of bullets that you're going to make count because these long range bullets cost a lot. So I'm not going to be wasting them on just anything. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm not going to go and start spraying saying, talk about your manager, talk about your players, talk about your board. Pick accurately. And I'm not going to willy-nilly just spray and go back to the transfer window and say we didn't show ambition. I am going to point out, and this is why the wisdom is important, any top 500 club. Look, if you want to look at your Apples, if you want to look at your Microsofts, if you want to look at your Coca-Colas, they're not always number one.
True. They're not always number one.
They're not always number one, right? Mm-hmm. There's moments of, hey, we got to invest more in R&D, research and development. Oh, we got to do a little more here. And sometimes there's a dip, there's a drop off. The reason why I'm calm is because I could have never expected us to be full tilt all the time.
That's fair.
And I can't expect us to be full tilt all the time. And the reason why we're extremely, extremely vulnerable, I talked about it on my show, 115, is because we have 115 looming over our heads. I've got a KDB final year of a contract. I've got several players 2 years within their contract. I also have, which is unrelatable, and this is disrespect to every one of you watching in the chat if you're not a City fan. I'm dealing with a reality that none of you understand. Not one of you.
To an extent. Yeah. 100%.
No, not one of you. United fans, definitely not Liverpool fans, definitely not Chelsea or Arsenal or anybody you want. Definitely not Spurs. Y'all don't relate to this. Y'all can't tell me how to deal with this. Y'all can't assess what I'm dealing with and say, you know what, you should do this. You have no idea.
When you say they should do this, are you talking about,
you know what?
You talk about you as a fan, like how you're reacting to what's going on.
Flawless?
Are you talking about the club? I'm asking.
Talk about the club.
Okay.
Fans can talk to fans 100%.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Only flawless can relate. Only flawless can relate when he's like, you know what? Keeping that ambition, keeping the stride going, keeping the intensity, keeping everybody on the same page to continue to win. He can relate to that 100%. When it came down to my three-peat trouble, I'm listening to Flawless. I'm here. Flawless is telling me this is what you need to be looking out for. This is a potential snag. This is a hurdle you might have to deal with. I'm listening to him. But you know what's changed? What changed after the four-peat? I can't listen to any of you. Y'all can't speak to me. Y'all can't tell me how to deal with this. Y'all can't tell me how my club needs to be dealing with this. You can't relate. You cannot relate. So this is all undiscovered territory. And again, for Pep, for the club, for the players to not quite know how to navigate, can you blame them? None of you have seen this.
Yes,
none of you have had to deal with this.
It's not a blame thing, and it's still salvageable. It's just how do you go about solving it? That's
Thank you.
It is.
But
how do you go about solving it?
You know how the rivals talk. Who do you blame? Who's at fault?
Everybody involved is at fault.
Everybody's at fault when this is undiscovered territory. This is if you've ever conducted an experiment, this is like, I got a theory, I got an idea of what we could do, but no one knows until you've done it. We are doing the test. We're showing you what to do or not to do.
Yeah,
City is that example for all of you rivals.
Yeah, it's
so relax on who's to blame. Relax on what should you have done. None of you knew. None of you would even have thought of what to do. You're all guessing. You are all guessing. So as we figure this out, which we have to do, as we figure this out, which we have to do, it's going to require some trial and error. It's going to require Pep trying to figure out what the
everyone involved is to blame.
It's going to require these players to have.
Everybody involved is to blame. Like, that's where you want to proportion blame is a whole different conversation, but everyone is to blame. Even with the injuries, you shouldn't be looking the way you are looking. Even with the quality of players you have and the quality of manager you have. I think Pep will know that as well. That's why, as bad as you lot have, I still think you'll win. I still think you'll win the league.
That's all a possibility. That's all a possibility.
Yeah, everyone is. Of course, everyone's to blame. Of course, everyone's to blame because you're not happy with what you're seeing, are you?
I'm not happy with what I'm seeing, but I didn't
Facts.
know that I would have 4 years of eating caviar and steaks.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it
Yeah,
would
yeah, yeah.
affect me.
I get it.
Obviously,
No, you get
eating like
accustomed to
that,
it. Yeah, you get accustomed to it. Trust me. It's nice. I've been there and never been back since. Trust me, I'm fully aware of what it's like. It's great. And then when it comes to a crashing halt, and now you know what I'm saying, you don't even get anywhere near that type of stuff. You don't get no 5-star meals. You get served 1-star meals, and
listen,
people telling you be grateful.
I hear it. I hear it. I'm gonna say this, and please, those of you in the chat right now, I ain't done. I ain't done. This is just the intro. This is
Oh, we're gonna get to it.
just the intro with regards to how I need to deal with some of the challenges, the vulnerability that my club has. I'm gonna put back on because I'm about to go back out in these streets, flawless.
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta
gonna
do what you
let
gotta do.
me,
You said that, and I'm gonna get to the chat. You
yeah.
lot continue to get your questions
Let me
in. Subscribe to
let me
Veta
put on
Games
my
TV
cloak.
as well. Let me add the link into the title as well. Actually,
Let me put this cloak on. Deal with these streets. I'll catch you, man. I'll be back.
no stress, Veta man. No stress. Do your thing. Do your thing. Veta will be back shortly, people. Just had these are family man, just sorting out some family stuff, but he'll be back. Don't worry. Let me add his link into the title, but his link is underneath in the description anyway. His link's in the title. Subscribe to Veta Games TV, people. Veta will be back. Do not worry about that. Veta will be back. Let me get to a couple of things as well. You lot continue to get your questions in. Any Manchester City questions, I will star and get to. Any super chats involving Manchester City questions, I will star and get to. Any United questions, I'm here for as well. Let me get to. I hope I didn't butcher your name, my guy. Is it? You know what? I'm gonna butcher this. Is it Atan? How do you say your name, my guy? You don't have to sound that out for me. You know what I'm saying, my guy? Because I don't want to butcher your name. No disrespect. Is it Atnus? I just call you Atnus. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm gonna butcher that. You lot know, but became a member of the channel. I appreciate it. Much love, man. Appreciate you for joining the membership, becoming a sarcasm citizen. So thank you very much. And for the 2 super chats as well, he says, "Hey, flawless, remember me from back again. Liverpool fan, love Team Coppish, Monster, Sam, Troops, and Lewis. Pity you and the Coppish guys don't link up enough." Firstly, big up for the super chat. Your name is vaguely familiar, but there is a lot of super chats on there as well. So glad you support back again. Liverpool fan, hey, not everyone's perfect, but you support. Love Team Coppish, as do I. Love Team Coppish, nothing but love for them. Months, everyone knows that's family to me. That's family tree. Sam, everyone knows I was literally on Hassam's channel today. Shout out to Hassam. Troops, that's the OG right there. And obviously everyone knows how close I am to Lewis. That's family tree as well. And you say pity and you and the Coppish guys don't link up enough. Everyone's just busy. That's all it is. That's legit what it is. But I got nothing but love for the entire Coppish gang. Drifty, Matt, Cal. Nothing but love for Team Coppish, man. I think they're exceptional. Like I said, Liverpool fans. Not everybody's perfect, but shout out to everyone you mentioned. Big up again for this super chat, man. Much, much, much appreciated. Where you say, Atnus, why am I here even though you're my arch enemy? Your club, I mean. Reason is because you're the most realistic United fan and genuinely a lovely personality. Flawless. That's why I became a member. Respect. Ain't nothing but respect to this. Salute to you. Appreciate the super chat. I appreciate the kind words in here as well. And that's what it is, man. Like, I just aim to be realistic, logical, and just myself. So I appreciate that for true. It is. And I rate the fact you're a Liverpool fan. You're like, yo, fuck United. That's the way it should be. That's exactly the way it should be. Veta will be back shortly. He's just sorting out some family stuff, that's all. He'll be back in like 10 minutes. Don't worry about that. Big up nephew in the chat as well. What you lot saying though in regards to Manchester United? We'll get to City and 4 losses in a row, but hey, Amorim is here. The Amorim era is in full effect, as the Man United podcast was titled. We are out here, people. Manchester United, Ruben Amorim is the manager. What you lot telling me? I'm gassed. You know what I'm saying? I'm gassed because of stuff like this. Shouldn't be this happy. You know what I'm saying? Ten Hag is gone. We are free, but all the vibes, Rube's gone now. All the vibes is over. Now it's time to get down to serious business. Now it's time to get to serious business. It's time for Amorim to get to work, the squad to get to work, and salvage this season. We're 4 points off top 3, currently in the Premier League, away to Liverpool, away to Spurs in the League Cup in the quarterfinal. I think we're 3-4 points off Europa League, off top 8, 4 definitely winnable games in that, and then the FA Cup don't start till January. So I'm looking at, I've said these things in regards to the trophies. Go and target the Europa League. Everyone talking about top 4 to go get the Champions League. Go win the Europa League, and then you get back into the Champions League. And it's a European trophy. Another one. Why not? Regards to the League Cup, Spurs, will it be a tough game? Absolutely. Spurs ain't just going to roll over and play dead, but we should beat Spurs. If we don't beat Spurs, I'll be disappointed. I will be disappointed if we don't beat Spurs. FA Cup, obviously, depend on the draw. And then as for the league, you've seen it. Where as bad as we've been, we're 4 points off third. I'm looking not only for good results in the Premier League, but I'm also looking for good performances that are sustainable. And Jez is saying that as a Spurs fan, we have to perform against United. And he's probably looking at it the same way. Yeah, Amorim's there, but let's go beat Manchester United at home and then we're into a semi-final. And that's how I look at it on the flip side from Manchester United. 2 games away from a final. And I'm looking at the 3 trophies. I'm looking at Europa League, which should be numero uno, the FA Cup and the League Cup, for Amorim to go and pick up one. If you can pick up multiple, cool. People will talk about the team. I know the players ain't good enough. However, manage. Implement your system to then get the most out of these players. Defensively, I trust Manchester United. I actually trust our defenders. Defensively, I trust them. From our centre-backs, wing-backs now, well, full-backs before Amorim, wing-backs now. I know Malacia played today as well. He could be a plus. Casemiro and Agate in the pivot, I trust them. It's the forward players I have an issue with. Outside of Diallo and Maino, I do not trust our attacking players. However, that's where Amorim's system has to reign key. Tottenham Hotspur have currently scored the most goals in the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur. You know who's joint second, people? Brentford. Brentford have scored more goals than Liverpool and Arsenal. Brentford are joint second with City. Spurs are top. So I'm not hearing any excuse in regards to getting these players scoring more goals. I don't mean we go and get 80, 85, 90 goals. Scratch that. 2 a game. Average 2 goals per game, which would give us 54 goals. Added on to, have we scored 10 goals already this season? Or is it 11? Let me check. I'm going to double check that now. How many goals have we actually scored in the Premier League? I'm looking for this manager to average 2 goals per game, which would 54 added onto the total already. So we've scored 12. So we'd end on 66. Which NBA games am I doing? I'm going to do, when this finishes, I do half of 76ers Knicks and I do Warriors Mavericks as well. I've already added Warriors Mavericks on the playback on the schedule. So yeah, where was I at? Sorry. So yeah, the 12 goals we've scored. So if we averages, what did I say? Did I say 54 or 57? What did I say? I need to do the maths again. I can't even remember. You can tell I'm tired, people, but we move. Bless. Man said Alphonso Davies and Frimpong at wing-back will be fire. Hey, we'll see about that, Abs. But yeah, 2 goals a game and then add on to it. And then we crack the 60 mark, which you've not cracked in 2 seasons. So yeah, around that. Big up to me, 3099. It's around that is what I'm looking for. I'm definitely looking for him to crack 60. Because this team is good enough to average 2 goals per game. Which isn't the mark, by the way. Let me clarify that, people. That isn't the bar. That's not all hail, like, no. Really and truly, you should be 75 goals plus if you're doing anything of note in the Premier League. But I'm also taking into consideration the fact it's not his players and where he's joined. But I'm still expecting him to get more out of this attack. Maddison, definitely. Why can't we average 2 goals per game? This team can definitely average 2 goals per game. 110%. It's definitely capable. Could be wrong. I've just got the calculator on now. 54, I'll tell a lie. Yeah, I was right. Yeah. I was right. 66. 2 goals per game is not hard. All you have to get there is 3 to the odd. Out of the 27 games left, if you get 4 games that are like 3-0, you just beat Leicester 3-0. Beat Southampton 3-0. You get 4 or 5 of them. That brings the averages down. My expectations are high, even with this team. I'm sorry. Brentford are currently the 2nd highest goal scorers, and people say, oh, Brentford have good attacking players. Yes, they do. I rate Visa. I rate Mbremo. But if we had that attack, what would Manchester United fans would be saying? Spurs, I rate Kulusevski. I rate Son. I rate Solanke to an extent. I rate Maddison, even though he's fall off. If we had their attack, what would we be saying? If Tottenham Hotspur can do it, and Brentford can do it, we can do it. And it's not a front 4 anymore, it's a front 3, Maddison. I disagree that the front 4 is rubbish. I don't think Diallo's rubbish. I don't think Maino's rubbish. I don't think Xerxes rubbish. Hoyland, I hear you. I don't think Rashford's rubbish. Rashford has shown that he can score goals. Like, telling me Rashford can't get 10 goals that season in the Premier League. I think he can. I'm sorry. I think Rashford's capable of that. Bear in mind, that's a bad return. But is he capable of that? Yeah. He is capable of that. Haaland got 9 goals last year. Diallo was, how many goals Diallo got? Why can't Diallo go and get 7, 8 goals this season? Bear in mind, these are not good numbers, people. Why can't Maino go get 5, 6 goals? Casemiro can pitch in with 6, 7 goals. Is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's a lot. Why can't Xerxes get 6 or 7? Notice how low the numbers are. I'm talking, people. I've not said, the only person I've said 10 for, I think, is Rashford. And Bruno, I think he can get 10. I've not done, that's just me throwing out numbers just on the fly. But look how low they are. But between them, that's 2 per game if you add in the rest of the team as well. They're capable of that. They're definitely as bad, and they're bad. That's the reason why we want them gone, is because they're bad returns. Going to get 6, 7 goals. I said Haaland, because Haaland can get 8 goals in the Premier League. As much as I don't rate him, he can get 8 goals in a good system. As much as I don't rate Rashford, he can get 10 goals in a system. Bruno can get 10. Garnacho, as much as I don't rate him, can get 5. How many goals has Garnacho got already this season? 2? Is it 2? How many? Yeah, I think Garnacho scored 2 league goals this season. Yeah, 2. So you're telling me for the rest of the season, he can't, 27 games, he can't score 3 goals, 4 goals in 27 matches. Whether he's a wing back, an inside 10, or whatever the case may be. That's why I'm saying, again, this is where the bar has been so low. Hey, yeah, I don't know what people are talking about. Pretty, yeah, exactly, this is it just. Pretty, it needs upgrading, but there should be I don't think that's expecting too much. 2 goals per game, which again would take us now to 66, which is a bad return. Like, if we play out the season, it goes well, and then next season we bring in players, and then we score 66, I'll be livid. That's a terrible return. But it's much better than what I think we was going to score under the last guy. He's been scoring. It would be a record for us for the past 2 seasons. Probably before that. 66. Flawless, how many points do you expect from the next 5 all comps? Let me pull up our fixture list. Give me 1 second. Let's see. So Ipswich away win. Bodo Glint win. Everton at home win. Arsenal will be tough. But I want to draw a minimum there. It comes to the point where we have to start going away to big 6 sides and getting points and not getting rolled over. But this is just points. So that's 3, that's 6, 9, 10. Forest at home will be tough. I want to win. It's Nottingham Forest at home, respectfully. 13. That's the 5. Yeah, 13 from 15. 13 from 15. And to me, 3099. Yeah, we can get mid-60s. Which would be a great return for the situation he's in and how I rate these attackers. Be a great return. Without doubt. So yeah, with that, yeah, 13 from the next 5. I know when people say, oh, Forest are good. Yeah, Forest are a good side. 110%. But we are aiming to get back to City see Forest and go, they shouldn't get 3 points. The Liverpool, even though they beat them, Forest, did Liverpool see that and go, where we don't pick up 3 points? The aim should be 3 points. My standards are still high but realistic. And I rate this manager. Now, if it was under the last guy, I'd be talking a whole different tune. That's where I'm at with it. Just realised now you lot are playing us. Last day might actually mean something potentially. I think we play you lot and then Chelsea. I think that's our United's last 2 games is Chelsea away. Yeah, I was right. Chelsea away and Villa at home. It's United's last 2 games, which, again, league table, if it's as close as it's looking right now, could be. Rashford could easily get a purple patch. It could be a purple patch setting for Rashford. Chinlu, I hear that. Sancho works perfect in the system, but hey, we move. We do. It is what it is. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Do I think Amorim will replace these shite ballers for eventually? Yes. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking in the summer for Manchester United. If we don't sign 2 wing-backs, a 10 and a striker, I'll be livid. The same way we went more defensive with the signings, Yoro, Delit, Bazarari, Agate, Xerxes being the only attacking player, I'm looking for us to flip that. Go get 2 wing-backs, because we need 2 wing-backs. Go get a 10, because we need another 10, because we now play with 2 10s, and go get a striker. They're the four now. If we go and get, I don't know, a left-sided centre back. If we go and get another player for the pivot, cool. But it has to be offensive. We need new attackers. Our team is much better individually, defensively, than it is going forward. That needs to be addressed. Even with Amorim. Even if he does implement the system, well, he does implement the system and the attack is miles better. Even so. But yeah, we'll see. Vea's also back in the building, people. Told you lot Vea would be back. Yes, Vea, what's good, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Dealt with what I got to deal with. I'm back. I was listening. I like that. I like that you're gassed. I like that you're honest about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gassed with the remainder of the season. Gassed with the new
Absolutely.
manager. That's what it should be like. You know what I mean? A fan should have confidence with the club and what they're doing moving forward. So I was listening. It's great. You got a manager that put a whooping on Pep and City in Champions League with Sporting.
And I have faith in what's going on because I rate the manager at the helm. This is why I'm holding him to high standards. So I'm not hearing no excuses about players from now to the end of the season. I don't know if you caught the part where someone asked me about like the goal return and the attack. I said 2 goals per game, which is 54. There's 27 games left, which is not, again, people, that's not impressive in regards to like overall.
Why are you making why are you making it about that? Like why putting the attacking emphasis with two goals per game? Like why?
Because I'm tired of people lowering the standards because the individual attackers are not good. When I see other managers with attacks that if we had our fan base would crucify doing the business. Tottenham Hotspur are currently the highest goal scorers in the Premier League. If we had Tottenham Hotspur's attack, our fan base would butcher that attack. You know the second joint highest goal scorers alongside yourselves are in the Premier League right now? Brentford. If we had Brentford's attack, our fan base would butcher it. It's a system game. Don't tell me you can't get 2 goals per game out of these players. And Vea's laughing because he knows I'm spot on. Brentford have scored more goals than Liverpool and Arsenal.
I don't know, man.
But don't you know?
Isn't the saying you got to crawl before you walk? You got to walk before you run?
And I'm glad you said that. 2 goals per game is crawling. That's not a great feat.
So who's currently averaging 2 goals per game though? That can't, because City's not even averaging 2 goals per game. Why would you make that a standard moving forward with a new manager?
You ain't averaging 2 goals per game. And how many games have you lost in a row? Why have you been unhappy with your performance?
You think I'm losing games because
it ties into that. Is the criticism of you lot not been you ain't replaced Alvarez? Has the criticism not been City have not been scoring enough goals outside of Haaland? Has these things not been said? No, leaking goals, but also on the forward line thing. All right, so we'll go back. Last season, when you won the league, how many goals you score?
Flawless. I don't know.
I don't know. I got it here. You scored 96.
96 goals. Okay.
So that goes to show where around about you need to be. So I'm looking here. So you scored 96. Arsenal got 91. Liverpool 86. Villa 76. Spurs 74.
All right, you're gonna make me
Chelsea 77.
Okay.
Newcastle 85. Manchester United 57. So the point I'm making is 2 goals. Who's averaging 2 goals per game? The team's challenging for top honors.
Why do you guys do this though?
Do what?
Why do you set some of these markers before a ball's kicked?
Because that's crawling before
established.
Because that's crawling, but that's crawling before you can walk. Because I said this. I don't know if you might have caught it. 2 goals per game is not good, like in the long term. But I'm saying it's not good in the long term. But for now, fine, yeah, absolutely. This team can do that. This team can score 2 goals per game for DS. What are we talking about? Of course they can. Overall, what we doing out here? Like, yes, they can.
You said I scored
96.
96.
Right.
Okay.
And what's
and
that?
There's 38 games.
Yeah.
You don't hold on. I'm hearing some yelling.
It's all good, man. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Because 2 goals per game over 38 games is 76. They got 96. This is why you just have to hit Vea with stats. And I even a stat man like that. And shout out to Statman Baines every single time. But 76, so I'm looking here. 23-24 season. City got over that. Arsenal got over that. Liverpool got over that. Villa bang on 2 goals per game. Spurs just below it. Chelsea above that. Newcastle way above that. They got 85, and there's Manchester United with 57. So pretty much. So yeah, you caught that. I hope you saw it. You saw it out, whatever it is. So I was just saying, I was looking there. So 38. So 2 goals per game over a 38 game season is 76, which I would like next the following season. If we did that, I go, all right, yeah, because that's over the following season. But I'm looking here. You lot got way over that with 96. Arsenal got way over that with 91. Liverpool got way over that with 86. Villa was bang on 2 goals per game because they scored 76. Spurs just below that with 74. Chelsea got over that with 77. Newcastle way over that with 85.
So
They're the 7 teams.
Can I ask you?
Of course.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because again, we're snipers on opposite sides of the gate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you look at goals conceded and whoever had the least and say that's the standard I want for the remaining games?
Because our defense is not a problem. I expect an improvement in our defense, but defensively, then overall, game-wise, it's not been a problem. Like, people will look at the Liverpool game where it was terrible and the Spurs game where it was terrible. But outside of that...
But you wouldn't set a goal. You wouldn't set a goal to say, I don't want to concede so many for the remainder of the year. You wouldn't. I
expect an improvement. One sec, because again, it's not been a problem for us like that. That's why I'm saying it's not that. Our biggest problem is, you know what's crazy? Let me clear this 1 second. Let me just double check this before I say it.
I'm just curious.
No, cool. It's all good. I'm just looking there. 1, 2, 3. 1 second. Shit. You know why it wasn't a problem? We had the 5th best defensive record last season. We were 5th.
And Hog had the 5th best defense.
We had the 5th best defensive record.
And no one talked about it.
Yeah. You know why no one talked about it?
Why did no one talk about it?
I'll give you one guess.
Why did no one talk about it?
Why do you think nobody talked about it?
It didn't fit the agenda of Ten Hag being terrible.
It didn't fit the agenda. What wrong with that? Yeah, I got to it. Atlas, did you not hear me say it about your super chat? I bigged you up. It went through. Did you not hear me say it? Let me know. If not, I'll respond again. Because I got to both your super chats. Let me know. But I did. You might have been away. But big up for the super chats. If you didn't, I'll reread them again. Because you should have heard it. But yeah, the reason why it didn't get spoken about is because of everything else being terrible. That's why. That's why you never heard me complain about us. When have you ever heard me complain about Manchester United defensively?
No, but I know, but it wasn't even praised. You know how like sometimes you...
Nah, it wasn't praised. You know why it wasn't praised? Because we had teams...
No, but you gotta be even. Flawless, come on.
It's not about...
You gotta be even. You gotta praise and criticize.
It's not about being even. No, it's not. You just went and dealt with your... You just went... Your kids who are... Let's say they're at school, high school, whatever.
Yeah.
They have 10 tests.
Report cards just came back this week.
Report cards, okay. And they have 10 different subjects. They get a B+ in one of the subjects. Everything else is E's and F's. You're not like, oh my God, you got a B+. Same thing.
As
yeah, that's why you laughing. See how you just
break
that
down
saying, people.
No. The funny thing is that as a parent, you do need to praise and criticize. So there would be
when they're younger, of course. When they're infants, I hear you. But like I'm talking like when they're older. Infants is a whole different thing. And we're talking here full grown. You're on your way to college type thing.
I hear it. You know, I'm just surprised, and I should have done the research myself because that would have been a nice sniper bullet to kind of throw in the mix, or grenade to kind of throw in the mix when we talk about. When we're going back and forth regards to
like I say, he's unemployed, so when he goes to his next club, we'll discuss it then. But thank God he's gone. But
because you've been so sound defensively, you would expect that
you're doing too much. Not sound, but yeah, we've done a decent.
Fifth best last season, right under Ten Hag.
Yeah, and also that was just because of the individual quality of those defenders.
Come on. Okay, we don't have to do the fine print. Whether it was
now we don't want to do fine print, but it's that's just what it was. That's just what it was.
Whatever the reason was,
This guy a joke, man. You know.
Whatever the reason was for being fifth best defense last season.
Yeah.
Would it be something where?
And you know why it makes it even worse? When you look at it, and why it also didn't get spoken about, because Everton had a better one than us. That should never happen. Yeah, exactly. Everton with Sean Dyche had a better defensive record than us. That should never happen.
Okay, but then there's all the other clubs, right?
Yeah, and they
there's
were poor
15
defensively.
other clubs.
They were poor, and they won nothing. Apart from Villa, who they did well. They're the only side you look at. Was Villa, who you can say, Villa did the business.
I'm just saying, Ten Hag, like you said, he's gone. No need to be talked about anymore. But when we want to go year over year, it might be interesting to see whether the new manager keeps this.
Yeah, he needs
to better. He needs to defense.
Forget the fifth or better. He needs to lower that 100%.
Obviously,
it's tough to manage that because he's coming in with 11 games gone. But it should not only be better stat test. It should be better eye test as well. Both. I'm looking for improvement across the board.
I gotta admit, flawless. I mean, I haven't had my ear to the streets like I usually do with regards to what's happening over at United, because obviously today was like the official. So I'm gonna have to take some time to catch up. Work didn't allow me to kind of have something on in the background, but I'm gonna have to take some time and catch up, see what the United streets are saying. I'm gonna definitely tune in because you got a show tomorrow. You got a show tomorrow linking up with your piece, right?
That was today. Early. It was earlier today. It was earlier today. Right. It's earlier today. So Gas, everyone was there. Everyone was there.
So I'm gonna catch that. Yes, that's why. Because I watch it on Wednesdays when you have it on Tuesdays. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna check that. See what everybody's saying. I'm not happy with the signing. I'm not happy with the signing because I do think you have a quality one.
Before you carry on, just 1 sec. No, it didn't come through. The third one, but write whatever comment you did about the window and I'll get to it. I'll star it. So write the comment. It's not come through for some reason, the third super chat. It's just when you join the membership, this one and this one, so it's not come through. Don't worry about it. Just write the comment again and I'll get to it. Don't worry about it, my guy. Go on, Vader. What were you saying about Amorim before we get to...
I'm just saying, I'm not happy with the signing. I'm not happy with the signing because I think you do have a good one. I do think you have a manager that's on the innovative side. That's on the thinking in a new way, right? I mean, the fact that he is a young manager, I think that bodes well. He's not scarred by anything really in terms of the past, but that also leads to some questions like, can he be that good? Is he United standard or whatever? So he'll have to prove all that stuff. But he's been sought after because he's been sought after. Again, rumored that City were looking after him. Strong confirmation that Liverpool were looking after him. And when you have clubs like that have already shortlisted a manager like him, you know he's of quality. I hate that he's over there with you guys.
Good stuff.
What I will be watching, I'll just be watching the temperament. And I've told this to many. Some choose to listen, some don't. The size of United's fan base is really what's been the biggest challenge over at United. You guys, fan base wise, are a monster. Like, shout out, I don't want to do any spoilers, but when I think it was Agent Johnson in The Matrix, and he just referred to Neo, he referred to the humans, right? As a disease, as a virus. They're just everywhere. There's too many of them. That's almost what United fans are. Like, they've grown to this monstrous, uncontrollable entity. Because if you guys can show some patience, to possibly get through a tough patch, a stumble, maybe him hitting a hurdle, I think you guys have a winner. But if the first sign of little wobble, little poor loss versus quote unquote the big clubs.
What's a little wobble?
3-1 loss to Spurs.
I hear that. Poor
Something like
performance
that
against Spurs. Yeah, if that happens, then it happens. But like I always say, fuck the fans. Do your job, and you'll be fine. Include myself in that. People put way too much stock with the fans. I say that. Now, what's crazy is me and Saeed had that conversation when he was talking, because reports came out today, well, technically yesterday, from Romano that Amorim plans to implement his back three immediately. and play his way. And I said, that's the way it's supposed to be. And then Saeed had asked me, this was on the Sunday, what happens if he plays the back four? Don't do that. I'd be livid if he plays the back four. Play your way. Play your way. And he was like, all right, let's say he plays the back four and it goes well. I said, okay, that's all well and good. Then what does he do in the summer? Then Saeed said, he switches back to the back three. So then you don't know who in your team can play the back three, so you don't know what you need. Play your way. I signed you to my label as a rapper. Don't start singing. Rap. That's it.
Oh my god. No, you know what? That's an interesting combo, but adaptability is something to also recognize as well.
Yeah, but principles though, like adapt, yes, but still play your way.
Yeah.
Like Pep at City.
I hear it.
Pep hasn't played the same exact way at City the entire time, but his principles have remained the same.
No.
His principles.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Cancelo's not Ake, for example.
Right.
But the principles are still there. What I want you to do is stick to your print. Don't switch up. Don't play a back. Don't play a back four. Don't play a Christmas tree. Don't play a 4-4-2 diamond. Play a back three. Now, even if you have to switch up your back three and play the wing back slightly deeper or the wing backs slightly higher, or that's cool. Yes, want you. I don't want you to just play the same way throughout. Be adaptable. That's one of my things about Amorim. I've said I want to see how do you approach City away compared to how do you play Southampton at home. How do you react if we a goal down at home to Southampton? How do you react if we go a goal down away to City? What happens if we go a goal?
What's the first game back? What's the first game
back? Ipswich Town away.
Ooh, that's a
tough game. They play very good football. I've enjoyed watching Ipswich this season.
You said that's a tough game.
Ipswich won't be easy. We should win the game.
Yeah, how come Flawless gets to say that and there's no look at him and downplaying and gaslighting?
No, because what I don't do is go overboard.
I see a smirk in your face though. I see a smirk.
There's no smirk.
I see a smirk. There is a smirk. I see a
now
smirk.
There's a smirk.
Goes in the chat. You see the smirk.
And also, Ipswich gives everyone a game. No one's rolled over Ipswich.
They do.
So how is it? So what I'm saying
is they just slapped up Spurs. They
beat Spurs. They gave Liverpool a game. Brentford, they ran close. Like, when I say this, all jokes aside, when I'm doing the watch-along list, if Ipswich are there and United are not playing, I'll pick an Ipswich game. They play good brand of football. But here's the difference, though. I still expect us to win the game. Same way we play Everton at home.
Yeah, of course.
I expect us to win that. Yeah, we got Bodo Glint in between. We should deal with that. Then it's Arsenal away.
Arsenal away.
Then it's Arsenal away. Ooh. Third game is Arsenal away.
Oh, we got some tough matches because
So, and I want to see all of these things, but I'm looking for significant improvements across the board. That doesn't mean perfect improvement. So take it from poor to average. With a player, for example, take our attack from piss poor to below average. Average, cool. That's why I said 2 goals a game. That's not spectacular. If you want to go and challenge for top honors, that's what's going to have to happen. As we've seen, nobody's won the Premier League in the past 10 years scoring 76 goals. So guess what? We're going to have to crack 2 goals per game. Have we not?
Yeah, not this year. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary this year, but I hear you. I hear you setting goals. I'm in agreement. I'm not going to fight you on that one. I just, again, I thought it was interesting to kind of throw that out there. But again, you also mentioned that defensively, you guys have been pretty good.
I don't think it's ever happened in the history of the Premier League. A team has scored 76 goals or less and won the league. I don't think it's ever happened. I'm here checking now, all the way back to 24-15. Chelsea did it in 14-15. That's the last time it happened.
It's possible. When I left here,
I tell a lie. Leicester did it, but it's Leicester, so we allow it. 15-16.
Don't do that. Don't.
We allow the analogy. We allow this. Just the winning lottery ticket. It's getting struck by lightning. Come on, man.
I think
What are you doing?
Obviously, there's a lot going on. You with a new manager, United. That side of United, all happy, all giddy. The opposite side of United, or the opposite side of Manchester, I should say, it's tough times, and everybody's been waiting for this, rightfully so, because there hasn't been moments like these. And I've kind of calmed things down in particular just because I'm like, you know what? It's 4 losses in a row. Yes. It's 2 losses in the league. So, loss in the league, lost to Spurs, lost in Champions League, lost in the league again. Um, I don't think that the solution is actually going out and splashing cash. Well, and I have a
You don't think the solution's that? And speaking of that, we'll get to this as well because this ties in with what you're gonna say. Atlas has come through. Big up for the super chat again, much appreciated. Says narrative this year by City and Arsenal. We didn't do enough in the transfer window. Yet they bought players. Liverpool bought none. Yet we are 5 points clear. Has to be the transfer window and don't get respect. So your thoughts on this and ties into what you were saying about you don't think the solution is the window.
That's a great super chat. And if you tuned in last week, or maybe it might have been the week before, I praise actually the approach that FSG have done. I think they've been an excellent example to remind the Chelsea of the world that you don't need to go out and buy every damn player to try and have success. I think what FSG have done from the very beginning, and you look at the time from how they scouted.
Love it, man. Love it. Let's go. I love it. I'm with you. I'm FSG in, so I back it. I'm with you.
See, Flawless is doing the FSG are poor. That's why I'm backing them. I want them in. I'm pointing out the efficiencies and the qualities that I've seen and why I rate part of what they do. Obviously not entirely, but I rate what they do because there's many ways, pardon the expression, to skin a cat. And what FSG have done, and the reason why I bring up Chelsea is because you could look at both of them as polar opposites. And you look at both of them and say, you know what, they've won the same amount within the same amount of time. However, one, extremely, extremely wasteful. And what they actually did to get their winnings, we have seen and know cannot be sustainable. Chelsea and how they spent to have the same amount of trophies as FSG Liverpool it's not sustainable. That's why they've had to change things up. That's why they've had to do these long-term 8-year contracts, right? Which is going to be a problem coming up really quickly because when you have a quote-unquote Cole Palmer, who they all want to say early in the season, one of the best players in the Prem, when you have a Cole Palmer getting paid less than Timo Werner until 2033, that player, trust me, is going to have some problems.
That's all well and good, but Abramovich, and if you want to add in, yeah, we'll just say Abramovich was more successful than FSG, but hey, we move.
Yeah.
And I think they've been around there at the same time.
We also have to point out that what Abramovich was doing was not sustainable though.
Definitely
Abramovich also before he left decided to take off.
He did it for 20 years. How is it not sustainable?
Because he went into his pocket to do it.
Yeah, so that makes sense. It was sustainable. It would have carried on 100%.
No.
If Abramovich was still here, we'd still be on the same thing. It's only because the government froze his accounts. It's the only reason why. Now the issues.
PSR and FFP, no longer can.
He would have figured a way around it because look what these lot have done after that. Come on, man. Smart businessman. Pierre, you really believe in all that stuff? Like they can't find a way around it. All right, cool. It's like you lot on your 115 charges and nothing gonna happen to you lot. But hey, we move.
Well, nothing's going to happen to us, not because we're skating through rules, but nothing's going to happen to us because we're going to be found innocent.
It's crazy. That's why. That would never happen in any other field where someone has 115 charges against them and they're all fake. It goes to show. I think nothing will happen to you, but hey, we move. And see, Pell said it, we would have just firmed it. Another transfer ban just firmed that. But hey, we move. But shout out FSG. Efficient, man. You can nick a major trophy once every decade. I hear it, man. First. There's
no nicking anything. They're actually in prime position to win one. It's not about nicking
one. And they'll get one, and it'll be their one of this. Wait, because they won one in 2021.
It would have been two and
some brand. 2 in 36 years. Yeah, it's on brand for them.
See, you're doing the 2 and 36. Do 2 and 5.
2 and 5 is 2 and 36.
It's 2 and 5.
Oh, 2 and 5. Well done. And will they go and get another one?
They'll probably go and get another one maybe in another 5 years, or even shorter than that because they figured out the changes
4 and 10.
what they need to do.
Yeah, not basically the point I'm making is I'm not downplaying it. The main thing I'm saying is not dominant is the point I'm making.
No, they aren't dominant, but this is why we battle all the time.
Yeah, because you love being a gaslighter.
No. This is why, because if you're going to be dominant. If City are dominant, if Liverpool are dominant, if Chelsea are dominant, if Arsenal are dominant,
you're missing.
No one's going to be dominant. Everyone's competing.
No,
you guys want to ignore the competing part.
You're missing the point. It's not about being. It's about the aim. I keep saying this. The aim is to be dominant.
How do we judge the aim? How do we judge?
By who you sign and by you know how you judge this. You
So
know how you judge it.
like I said earlier, you're telling
You
me
know,
this year my club didn't show the aim.
you know how you judge it. The aim to be dominant overall over a period of time. The manager you have in charge, your transfer windows over time, how people are held accountable, etc. Ever since the people have took over at Manchester City, your aim has been to be dominant. This is why you've been done. Have you had moments where you've not won the league? Yeah, you've not won the league every season, correct? You've not won the Champions League every season, correct? But you've done more good than bad. As compared to Liverpool, that is not the case. The aim isn't to be dominant. Because especially when you're the chasing pack and you look at, we just won the Champions League, who do you go and sign? These things are all signed. Same way with Arsenal.
We're going to do a proper breakdown.
Same with Arsenal. With having Arteta in charge, you are not aiming to be dominant if you have Mikel Arteta in charge of your football club. But hey ho, innit? Flawless is it? But everyone Flawless was hating. Now all of a sudden, a lot of their fan base is out.
The last 2 years, Arsenal, whether they were showing intent or not, however you want to categorize it, the fact that they were final days in a title chase shows that they were
well done.
pursued.
Cool, well done. What a trophy for them. Tell me when the parade is.
Yeah, but that type of attitude, Flawless, that means that you only looked at Manchester City as the only club that showed intent to win.
No, the only side that aimed to be dominant.
In all of Prem, the 20 teams.
In recent times, I've said this to you. In recent times,
but that's not true.
The only two clubs. No. City have shown intent. There's one more in regards to the top, Chelsea. They're the two clubs. That's it. I've said this. By the fact that the managers the way the managers got hired and sacked and the players that they signed, even if it went wrong, their aim was to be the best. I keep saying this to you. If you are signing Kai Havertz to be your number 9 with Mikel Arteta as your manager, you are not aiming to be dominant. Anybody with 2 eyes, hold up. Anybody with 2 eyes and a brain can see that's not going to work. But people got gassed up because they put on the Arsenal shirt and it failed.
The 20 clubs in the Prem, only 2, according to Flawless, show
aiming to be dominant. Yeah, because there's a difference. Like obviously Brighton's level and Brentford's level and what they're trying to do. They're not trying to win the Premier League. That's not their aims. Their aims but now if you start talking to those fans and West Ham fans, they'll tell you about certain expectations. Shout out to my guy. Of course it is. There's a reason why my guy Mike's is Lopetegui out and he's a West Ham fan. He doesn't expect West Ham to go and challenge for the Premier League. But there's a certain standard they shouldn't fall below. And they've fallen well below that. There's a certain way they should play. He expects the best for West Ham.
You think clubs like Aston Villa aren't...
For Aston Villa's level, yeah, they're aiming to be the best for Aston Villa. Aston Villa are not trying to challenge for a Premier League or Champions League.
They're trying to challenge for a Prem. Yes, they are.
They're not trying to challenge for a Premier League. They're trying to finish as high up in the Premier League. But their expectations, my nephew's in the chat, who's a Villa fan. You think he's going to be... Wait, hold up. You think if they finish 30 points off the top of the Premier League, you're going to be like, yo, F Villa, F Emery, this ownership. No. The reason why he's happy as a Villa fan is because them hiring Emery shows they want to be the best Aston Villa. Because he's the best he's one of the best B-level managers out there. They went and got one of the best B managers out there. He is B-level. And he's showing his worth. This is why they finished 7th. This is why they finished 4th. This is why they'll finish inside the top 5 again. So what is he then?
He's a very good manager.
A B-level is a very good manager.
I think if he had quote unquote A-level spending or A-level size of club, yes.
He was at A-level size of club and failed.
He didn't fail. They didn't even give him time to succeed.
They failed at Arsenal.
No, they didn't even give him any. They didn't even give him time to succeed the way they backed this Arteta. But I don't want to.
No. He got don't get too far off topic. He did not get as much time as Arteta. But how are you an A-level manager and you've won nothing at A-level?
Again, Flawless. He wasn't given enough time, and him coming into the show after an Arsene Wenger.
Okay, so Pep leaves in the summer. Would you take Emery at City? No, exactly. Right. You run up the likes. You wouldn't take Emery.
The only reason why I wouldn't The only reason why I wouldn't is because
'Cause
of the
you
current squad of players, and I don't think he
you
would
don't
get the
rate him
best.
that highly. But there's a manager you would
No,
take
no,
with
no, I
that
do
current
rate
squad
him.
of
No, no,
players. No, no, no. You
I
don't
do
rate.
rate
No,
him.
you don't rate him to that level because there's a current player. Who do you think the second best manager is in Europe right now behind Pep?
Second best in Europe.
Yeah. Yes.
I hate to say it, but it's right here.
Who?
Is this Liverpool? Is this Arnie Slot dude?
Okay. Hypothetically, would you
because
because
again,
of what he's done,
he is
which is crazy to
leading
be
the Champions League right now, and he's leading the
cool.
Prem.
We'll go with Slot. Would you take Slot as the next? Pep leaves. Slot has a big bust up with Liverpool. Would you take Slot?
Okay, if I can use my MLB, my
Actually, forget the MLB.
and he's
Forget
never managed
forget
at
that.
Liverpool, yes, I would take him as a manager.
Okay, because the levels is different. That's the point I'm making. I don't know why we had to go around the houses and back to get there. It's a level thing. You wouldn't take Emery because you don't rate him as highly as you do others.
I can't really say that. But
So you think you think Emery's an A-level manager?
I think he is.
So you think he sits at the so you wait. So you think he sits at the table with Pep and
not legacy
Klopp?
wise. No.
No, not legacy. Ability. You think he sits with Pep and Ancelotti?
Yeah. I think he can manage. I think he can manage a
No,
game.
forget all that.
Yeah.
You think he sits with Pep and Ancelotti?
No.
Based off of what?
Hold on. No. Hold on. Don't do the legacy thing. If it's a
not
one-off,
legacy. No, not legacy. No. Ability. Ability.
X's and O's and
ability.
crafting.
Based off of what?
What do you mean based off of what?
Based off of what? How is Emery anywhere near Ancelotti?
Flawless.
In what sense?
Has Unai Emery not won trophies?
Yes.
Okay. So
what's the biggest trophy he's won? What's the biggest trophy he's won? What's the biggest trophy he's won?
Europa.
Exactly. So he's never won a top major honor.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
What are we talking about here? How does Emery sit with Ancelotti?
Legacy? No.
Not legacy.
Yes.
Ability.
Yes.
Ability.
Yes, on ability.
He don't. He's nowhere near their level. He's nowhere near Ancelotti.
You would tell me if Unai Emery was at Real Madrid right now, he wouldn't have them performing equal to what Ancelotti's doing right now? You think that wealth of talent, he would be crapping the bed?
I wouldn't be crapping the bed, but they're not as successful. Ancelotti has a much more successful stint there. No. Going forward. So from now, yes, to answer your question, no. He doesn't manage better than Ancelotti.
Okay.
Because he's done nothing anywhere near Ancelotti. What we talking about?
If you talk about past legacy, I'm with you. I agree.
Not past. We're saying right now. Okay, flip the question. Does Ancelotti do a better job? Wait. Go on.
How I've seen him manage games.
Yes.
How I've seen him implement his tactics. Yeah. I rate him highly.
I rate him highly too.
If it wasn't for a language barrier, he would have had time at Arsenal, and we would have seen more. But
okay, cool.
Because I think, and this is the crazy thing, we do the whole hindsight. If he had that Mikel Arteta spending, it's a different story. This Arsenal falling off to a City, I don't think that happens with an experienced Mikel Arteta who's won trophies before, managing the financial backing that Arsenal had. That's just me. But hey, I'm not going to fight you too much if you don't think he sits at the managerial table.
That's crazy work. He don't sit at that table. That table's like there's those two and Flick. That's pretty much it. That's still managing right now.
All right.
He doesn't.
Enrique,
yeah, we'll have to agree. And nah, because Enrique, maybe you could argue I got throw Zidane in there as well. Enrique, no, because what have you done since Barca? Okay. Like right. I don't think people like there's people in the chat. Ancelotti has been managing at the top level longer than some of these people have been alive. That adds into his ability to adapt. Ability. All right, I go one further. Ancelotti does better with this Villa team than Emery. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we doing? Right, Emery sits with Ancelotti. What? No, you don't.
At a managerial table, yes.
No,
yes.
At a managerial, no, because there's nothing close. List that. There's nothing close. Table, yeah. What's close? What does he do equal to or better than Ancelotti?
I think he can manage an 11 just as good as Ancelotti. Because what Ancelotti, his own words,
Man won a Champions League in a
No, I
rebuild
know
year.
what
Man
he's
are trying to
won.
compare
I
him.
know what he's won at
No, you
Real
didn't. No,
Madrid.
you don't.
And what he's
No, you
also
don't.
said is on vibes.
Don't. You
Lately,
don't.
the manager that
You
he is right
don't.
now, it's
You
vibes.
don't.
Listen to the Real Madrid fans talk about
You
him
don't.
flawless.
You don't.
The
Like,
same
that's
way
not.
you've talked
You
about
don't do this.
Mourinho.
You don't do
What
this.
has he done since United? That's
Don't.
how they're talking about Ancelotti over at
Don't.
Real Madrid.
And what did you say at the start of the show about Madrid fans? You were crashing on them.
I say all fans complain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the point I'm making is back to it. He does nothing managerial attribute for managerial attribute. He does nothing equal to or better than Ancelotti. Man management, man won a Champions League in a rebuild year. What are we talking about? He won a champion. Go look at that Real Madrid side. The third, not the last one he won.
Yeah.
The
Give
one
him
before
Benzema.
that.
Yeah, give him Benzema. Give him
Who else was
Vinny.
there?
Yeah, give him
That Vinny
Kroos.
wasn't Vinny at that point. No, don't do that. Vinny wasn't Vinny at that point.
What do you mean Vinny wasn't Vinny?
That was you know what year that was? He's
It's not
playing
Ballon
against this year.
d'Or attempted Vinny, but
No,
it was still.
it wasn't. It was a terrible Vinny. That's why Benzema was in the tunnel talking about he's playing against us. That's why me nor you had Real Madrid winning that Champions League or doing well in that competition. Vinny was woeful.
Vinny killed
Man are
us.
talking about a GOAT and comparing him to Emery is crazy. He's
Vinny
arguably
killed us,
the
though.
great. Say again.
No, see, don't. When you do this is crazy. I'm not talking longevity or legacy.
It's not longevity. I'm
not,
talking ability because Ancelotti is still the man now.
Not okay. We'll have
Still
this
the season he
conversation.
walk out. What we talk? You said Mourinho like he's managing at Spurs and Roma and Galatasaray. Man's at Madrid for a reason. Still,
He's at
and
Madrid.
even if he got sacked, he would walk into another top job. He'll walk into a better job than Emery. There's a reason Emery had to go Villa. There's a reason Emery had to go Villa. What are we talking about here?
Didn't Emery just leave La Liga?
Yeah, who did he leave?
The fact that he's left La Liga to come over to the Prem, where this is where the money is.
No, he left La Liga. Where was he? Because Villa's. Who did he leave? What club was he
Did
at?
he not? Was it
I
not
can't
Villa?
remember. No, him to go. Where did he leave from Villa to go to? Oh, Villarreal. Well, of course. Villarreal ain't a big club like that. Villa is a better job.
Wait,
So you
yeah,
went from
that's what I'm saying.
so you went from mid-table club to big club in England, top 6.
All right.
And I'm talking about a bit. Yes, I'm saying right. I forget legacy. I'm saying ability right now. Ancelotti is arguably still the best manager in Europe. What are we talking about?
We will see. We
Even though we will see,
definitely
even if he gets sacked, let's say all goes horribly wrong for Ancelotti this season. Wait, before we go, he gets sacked from Real Madrid. He don't win the champs. He don't win La Liga. He's still arguably the best manager in Europe. Same way for you lot. And this is a great segue. If Pep doesn't win the Premier League this season or doesn't win the Champions League this season, is Pep still not one of the best managers in Europe? Of course he is. Even if he has a poor season. So the point I'm making is that's how ludicrous it is to compare Emery to him when we're talking about arguably the best manager in Europe.
Now you're being
It's
disrespectful.
ludicrous.
If it's just Aston Villa,
Ludicrous.
like ooh,
do you think
ooh,
Emery? Do you
table.
think Emery's a top 5 manager in Europe?
Top 10? Top 10.
So you think he's 6 to 10,
Yes.
and you're comparing him to someone
And
who's 1 to 3?
currently, I look more right than you with how he's managed them in the Champions League right now. Because Aston Villa has, quote unquote, no right to be in the top 6 or top
He's done
5,
very well.
whatever they are.
He's done very well. Well, I know if City, if a vacancy comes at City, I know which one you're taking. What are we talking about
I'm not
here?
taking Ancelotti. No, I'm not.
They're the 2 options. Which one are you taking?
I'm taking Unai Emery over Ancelotti
Oh,
at City.
Okay. You're the only person on planet Earth that's doing that. That's not called Emery.
No.
You're the only person on planet Earth that's doing that. Bear in mind, they did just lose to Club Brugge, but yeah, he's doing a very good job. Man are comparing. Man said Emery's top 10, and we're comparing him to someone
Top
who's
10.
top 2. We're comparing him to someone who's top 2, arguably number 1. But all right, but he's 6 to 10. Crazy. Crazy work.
You keep
This is
taking
crazy
it back.
work.
You keep taking it back to what he has done.
No. I'm talking about ability.
All right,
I'm saying
as a
right.
form,
I'm saying
okay,
right now.
Let's treat him like a player. Let's treat him like a player. As a form right now, who you picking? Form.
Who?
Form right now.
Who?
As a form. Which
I don't pick
manager
managers
are you
on form. They're not players. I don't pick managers on form. I pick them on their ability. form
And
right now. On form. Okay, on form. By that, Nuno's doing better than Emery. Is Nuno a better manager than Emery? He's above him in the table. He's performing better with worse results, worse
He's not
players.
competing in the Champions League.
Yeah, so because he's not in the Champions League, so that don't.
One,
So,
one,
wait,
one manager's in 2 competitions, another one only has to focus on the league. Come on, Flawless.
Alright,
Let's
cool.
not do this.
all right. Okay.
Let's not do this.
Where do you put Amorim? Do you put Amorim above Emery?
I do.
Okay. You put him top 5.
Nah, I can't do that yet. Can't do that yet.
So he's 6.
He's in the mix. Let me see a little more from him. But I feel
Outrageous.
Hey, this how it sounds. You are just pushing Unai Emery to the side like
I'm
just
not.
another guy.
No, I praised him. No,
guy.
I
Not
never
just
said that.
another
I said he's.
So where do you put him? Because you keep asking me, where do you put Unai Emery? Top what?
Emery, I said top. He's top 15. He's B level. I said this. When it comes to that, there's A level, under B level. When it comes
he's
to
overachieving. He's overachieving.
No. He's not overachieving. He's doing what I would expect him of him in regards to his overall stint at Villa. He's doing what I would expect. Yeah, absolutely.
So you don't think he's overachieving with his performance in the Champions League right now?
Over this, like, what's their running? Yeah, absolutely, he is over it currently right now. Yeah, I would have them. They're 8th currently. I'm having a look. He's done very well. Let me actually check their matches in the Champions League. They lost to Bruges. That's disappointing. They beat Bayern Munich. Very, very impressive. They beat Bologna as I would expect them to do. And who was the other? And they beat YB. So no, I don't think he's overachieving actually. No. They probably should be 4-4 to be honest. The Bayern Munich one, very impressive. I would expect them to beat YB. I would expect them to beat Bologna. And I would expect them to beat Bruges. There's only one upset. They're better than those teams that they beat.
Can you look at the run that Real Madrid have had in the Champions League?
Yeah, Real Madrid have been poor in there. They've been poor in there, 100%. I'll pull it up right now. 1 second. Real Madrid have been poor, without doubt.
So you'd say that Unai Emery isn't overachieving in the Champions League?
No, he's not. They lost to Milan 3.
Are underachieving.
They are definitely underachieving in the Champions League. Absolutely. You shouldn't be losing to Lille, AC Milan. They're their 3 games. Who did they play 4th? That was it. Wait. Match day 4. They lost to Milan. Or they battered Dortmund. Yeah, you shouldn't be losing to Lille and AC Milan. So they are definitely underachieving. Same way you're currently underachieving in the league. But that doesn't mean Pep's a bad manager.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I didn't say
that.
that.
Okay, that doesn't mean.
Ancelotti was a bad manager.
The bad manager. Wrong words. That doesn't mean a B-level manager is now better than Pep.
No, but I'm not saying that based off of Champions League. This is why I rate Unai Emery higher than Ancelotti.
I have no idea why you have Emery above Ancelotti when he doesn't match up with him.
When it comes down to managing a club and a game, I would rather Unai Emery. Because I think, and hey, who knows?
So Emery gonna win. So Emery gonna go on to win Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, yeah?
Let me talk to the Everton fans and find out why he didn't do what he was supposed to do at Everton.
Because we never seen him get to, which I'm annoyed about. We never got to see the end of the film. The series never continued. I'm pissed where that stopped. I was interested because he went in there halfway through, did well, did all right because he went through halfway through.
Did well.
He did well for Everton standards. Yeah, he did well considering they finished mid-table. They were I swear, were they not battling relegation when they got there? Brought in some good players. Had Dominic Calvert-Lewin balling out, scoring goals. Brought in Allen. Brought in James Rodriguez. Yo, I was calling him Dominic Calvert-Lewandowski. Yo, he was. No, because I think he scored 16 goals that season. I can't believe it.
I'm a link.
Alan, do your research because I already know this because I was watching as a fan. Like I want to see how this ends. So then he went through halfway through the season.
I have a really good friend. I game with all the time. He's an Everton fan.
Yeah, ask him. They finished 10th or 11th. Then they had the next season. I think they finished in the same spot again. He brought in the players, and then as his second full season was going on, Real Madrid came and snapped him up. I really wanted to see what he was gonna do. I was genuinely interested to see. However, I'm glad he went to Madrid because it stopped you lot from winning a couple Champions League, so it worked out. However, I feel like I didn't see the end of the series. How they ended Power Series Season 6 is how I feel about that to a similar extent.
All right, no spoilers. All right,
no spoilers.
This combo, to bring it back to the Super Chat.
Yeah, bring it back to the Super Chat. Emery Emery Emery's my guy. He don't sit at that table. Let me get to all these Super Chats because Atanas has been very, very kind. So let me get to these and we'll get to them each one by one. I got you, Atanas. I got to you. And you said something in the chat as well. Where is it now? I get to address this one first, but big up for the super chat. He says, I want to ask if it's possible in future to jump on Talk Your Ish show flawless. My accent is weird because I'm Bulgarian, but it'll be a pleasure. Firstly, big for the super chat. Secondly, the fan calling show's open for anybody to call in. It doesn't matter where you're calling in from. I'm Mank. Vader's Canadian. You know what I'm saying? We have people from America here, Canada, India. You got Ryan, you talk stupid. Like, we have people from all over the globe calling in. So don't worry about that. It's open. Feel free to call in. Don't worry about your accent. My accent's probably weird to some people. We move. Like, it don't matter, like in regards to that. But big up for that super chat. Let me get to this as well. Which one is? Oh yeah, I'll let you address this one. Narrative this year, City and Arsenal, we didn't do enough on the transfer window, yet they bought players, Liverpool bought none, yet we're 5 points clear, has to be the transfer window, and don't get respect. Thoughts, Veo?
Yo, this is what I'm saying when it comes down to the transfer window that a lot of rivals want to step on. I wasn't too critical of our transfer window. I said the year before when we let Gundogan go to Barcelona, we were trying to find who was going to do Gundogan's role the year he was gone, and we got him back. So I was like, you know what? It can work. Never expected him to have to play every game. Never expected him to have to play the six. So it's a very different from all of that stuff. But I wasn't crazy, overly critical with the transfer window. We lost a few, and that's where it kind of gets a little downplayed, Liverpool fans, because tell me who the heavy exits were. Tell me who left that you didn't buy, because I think you retained your squad better than most. And that's why you didn't buy anyone in the transfer window. I hear it, but at the same time, you returned with a very, very high quality squad. City let a few players go. Obviously, City have some injuries. I think we're gonna figure this out without buying anyone. I'm gonna be real with you. Arsenal fans, I can't speak to Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans have been crying from time about who they should have gotten, who they need to get. They get somebody that complain about who they get. They get somebody basically for free. They complain that they got somebody for free in Raheem Sterling. All right. So some of these fans said they needed a striker. They said they needed a left back. They said they needed a right back. They need an 8 on the left side. Whatever it happens to be, they're going to complain that they didn't do enough. City, I think we retained enough quality. The fact that FSG are so efficient and recognize that they had enough within the squad to actually get the results that they wanted. And again, this is also the thing that's going to get overlooked. And these Liverpool fans, some of them, not all of them, some of them, won't actually give FSG the credit for their appointment of Slot. They won't give
No, we give credit for that. But I get that. I get why some Liverpool.
Oh, but they're gonna say despite.
Yeah, I get that to an extent. No, if you don't have the best interests at heart of my football club, I would feel away. So I get that.
So someone's got to get credit for hiring.
You can champion the credit for them. Man. You champion police, so you can get the credit for them. I see you, Vader. I'm
gonna throw it out there. Whether because again, you know what's funny. I actually believe what I hear from these rivals on how they talk about their club. Let's say again, my MLB, Men in Black, if I just zapped it and erased their memory, if they happen to be City fans, oh my gosh, the complaining that I would hear from these guys. Some of these Liverpool fans on how they complain about their own club, I think they would complain just as much if they were City fans.
They wouldn't.
It'd be like, I still want more. I want more. So with regards to FSG, listen, thanks for the super chat. The fact that they've been so efficient in recognizing that they had a manager that was probably going to manage these players better than their former one, and was going to be able to get more out of them, which he clearly has, because this is an amazing start. They're top of the league in Champions League and top of the league in the Prem. And to say, you know what, we're not going to rush and get players. We're gonna scout, which they've always done. They've always taken their time and scouted and spent wisely. Look at what they did in early days with Mane and Salah, and what they did with Henderson, and what they did with Van Dijk and Konate. The list goes on. So I think they're looking for the right player at the right time. And the fact that they're top of the league right now versus a City and an Arsenal speaks volumes.
Yeah, big up to Atanas for this super chat. We got a few to get from. Hey, everybody in the chat, W's, fire emojis, smoke emojis for Atanas because you dropped like 5 super chats. So yeah, smoke emojis, W's, big him up in the chat,
Dub it
clapping
up, dub it up,
emojis.
dub it
Yeah,
up.
man, make sure you do that for Atanas, man. At him in the chat. He says, Newcastle handling Arsenal was the sweetest hate along for me. Dark arts mastered, dark arted. Take some of your own medicine. As for City, Haaland jinxed it. That stay humble, angered the gods. Hold that, I think he meant to add.
Whoa, whoa,
I'll let
whoa,
you get
whoa,
to the
whoa,
last
whoa,
part.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Stay humble, eh?
whoa. Stay humble, eh?
Stay humble, eh?
He was right to say that. And this super chat's confusing to me. Are you trying to tell me, as you pointed out the whole dark arts, you're trying to tell me that Haaland shouldn't have approached Arteta and remind him to humble himself? What? What's going on here?
You can't tell him humble himself, man. He's top 15 manager in Europe, isn't it? So, we move.
Arteta top 15.
You have him top 15? I'm asking.
Close.
Okay, cool.
Close.
First. But they should stick with him, yeah?
Haaland had every right. Haaland had every right to talk to Arteta. And again, this also builds off of some of the past. Remember Arteta? He tried to play a ball away from KDB in an important game. KDB had to put hands on him. All right? So Haaland, remember all of this. It's not a jinx because Haaland scored. He's still scoring. So there's no problem there. Again, this is going to be a battle. This is going to be a battle. I love the vibes right now, Flawless. I absolutely love
you like
the vibes.
it because people think you bleed now. You know what I'm saying? People think you bleed, which is good to see. I'm tired of the City narrative. Yeah, it's great.
We're vulnerable.
Yeah,
we're a wounded animal right now. We're wounded.
As much as I hate you painting yourself as the wounded animal, you are right. You are the wounded animal.
We are wounded.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. I don't like it, but I agree. I'm saying wounded animal. You know what I'm saying? With Haaland and De Bruyne, it's crazy. But we move. You right. Yeah, you are wounded.
You know what happened?
Pep Guardiola in charge. You know the guy you said is the GOAT. But hey, we move. I hear you.
The guy I say, wait, you don't think he is?
I don't call him. Fergie's my GOAT. You know this now. Come on. But you're not wrong with Pep.
I like your loyalty. I respect the loyalty.
Yeah, of course, man. Manchester United through Pep's right up there, sits at that table in one of them chairs. If someone says Pep over Fergie, I'm not arguing you down.
I hear it. We'll have that battle when the managerial career is over.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think another thing with regards to this whole battle thing, and I mean, City being a wounded animal, you know what happens when a wounded animal is cornered, right? So I'm looking for these Liverpool fans to they need to chime up a little more. I know the PTSD, it's lingering, it's still there. For some reason, even 5 points up, and the injuries that you see over at Manchester City, the bloated stomach of overeating for the last 4 years, these Liverpool fans still don't want to say that they're winning this league.
Nah, they shook to death.
We'll see what happens. Apparently, I could be wrong, but I retweeted this, or maybe this post was inaccurate. But apparently, no club has not won the league when leading by 8 points.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
No club has not won the league.
When leading by 8 points.
Okay, so
I want to ask you a question then. They beat you at Anfield, and obviously we'll get to it close to the time.
Wait.
No, saying hypothetical.
Don't put that in the air. Don't put that in the air.
Because you lot are probably going to win the league anyway. They then beat you, and then they're 8 points clear. Do you concede the title?
Oh, okay. So, Flawless, I love this question.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the next game back, we play Spurs after the international break, right?
Yes, we play Spurs. Yeah, Spurs at your place.
We play Spurs.
Yeah.
That is a must-win.
Absolutely.
Must. Not a draw. Definitely not a loss. That is a must-win. Okay? We have to. We win versus Spurs, then the best we could do is keep that a 5-point gap. All right? Then we play Champions League, and then we play Liverpool next. So, hear me out. I think if we lose to Spurs, so we're already 8 points down going into Liverpool. Obviously, the Liverpool game becomes a must win because we can't go from 8 to 11, right? But if we win versus Spurs and then lose to Liverpool at Anfield, which we tend to do, I hate that place. So that would take it from 5 back to 8.
Yeah.
I'm not writing off the league.
Okay, first. That's
Not
all
writing off.
First. I respect that. I respect that.
But yeah, don't put these don't put these.
Nah, I was just asking that interest because who did I ask that question? I asked someone that question. I was Sai actually on the fan calling show. He was a Liverpool fan, and eventually we got to the right answer. We got to an answer, but he didn't want to answer it at first.
No.
Liverpool fans loved his underdog gimmick, as does Hassam. Speaking of him in the super chat, Atlas, big up for the super chat. He says love Hassam, but one thing I don't like him doing is overdoing it. Arrogance always comes back to bite us. No need to overpraise us. Liverpool are most dangerous when they write us off. Less noise, the better. Here the thing is, Atanas. Hassam's in agreement with you. He's been playing this underdog gimmick. I was on his channel today. Well, technically yesterday. He was talking about we're not going to win the league. We're not favourites. He's outside of, shout out to Barnes and Pops from Beijing Reds TV who I work with. I know a couple of the Coppish guys. I think is it Drift? I can't remember which one. Barnes told me one of the Coppish guys has been on it. Shout out to Dots who calls in, the young G who calls into the fan calling show. They're people who have been confident about Liverpool winning the league from the start. Dots told me this before a ball was kicked. He called in and said, we're winning the league this season. Barnes and Pops, before a ball was kicked, were saying Liverpool are winning the league this season. But the rest of the Liverpool content creators, not too confident, which I get.
You know what the funny thing is?
City have kicked their ass too many times for them to be that confident. Like Pepper, ball-headed demon. I get it. I understand.
No. Here, as you were larging up those other fans.
Yeah.
I get the confidence before the games have even been played, before the season kicks off. Okay, that's one thing. I more so understand the confidence now that the season has kicked off. Now that you see the style of play, now that you see how the players are delivering, and also now how you see City are or aren't playing. So for those fans that are saying, I'm backing Liverpool to win it, here's why, here's what I see, I get that. For what you're seeing right now, and still not backing your club, and apparently, other than flawless, and everything that over there, Manchester United, all that they've won, I keep getting told, my club, no history, no heritage, right? Just getting into the mix. I'm hearing all that. But apparently, a Liverpool, a club that's been established, a United that's been established, am I to believe that a club like what y'all got, 5 points up, would not be claiming that you're winning the league?
Nah,
what kind of PTSD? What kind of weak mentality? What kind of club are you supporting?
They shook.
This is, but the funny thing is, when you talk about Hussam, and my man said he loves Hussam, it's so fake. It is so transparent. What you say not to get clipped up, we're seeing through the mask. We're seeing what you actually want to say and mean to say, but you're saying the opposite. It's so weak. Like Hussam goes to the gym. I don't know why. Because there is no chess. There is no bigging up his club when they're 5 points up.
You saying he goes gym and just does all legs?
City are playing.
He just does all legs when he goes gym. Is that what you're saying? He just does all legs.
No, he does cardio.
He does cardio. He does
cardio and he stretches when he goes to the gym.
He does yoga and cardio.
He's in the Pilates classes, getting his Zen and flex and stretch on. That's what he's doing. He's like, because there is no test, and the man supports Liverpool.
But you know what it is? It's because you might have given them two of their most like heartbreaking losses. You don't forget that. That's what it is. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like you're in a boxing ring. It's a boxing match. You fighting this boxer. The bout is close. And in the 12th round, they knock you clean out. But before that, going into the 11th round, it was 5-5, and the other round was a 10-10. And then you knock them out in the 12th round, and then they get a rematch against you. And it's the same again. You're going into the 12th round. It's 5 rounds each. One of the rounds was scored a 10-10. It's equal on all scorecards, and you knocked them out in the last round. Yo, what's going to happen the third time you get in the ring with that person? Ah, shit, I'm going to get knocked out in the third round. You understand? 1 point. Twice. 1 point. Twice.
I get that, but the funny thing is, he's saying I'm not winning the fight, but he does believe he's winning the fight.
Oh yeah, we
Like,
know that. We know they believe they're winning the fight, but they don't want to
and
say it
he
because
does want
then
to
it
say
makes it worse. They don't want to say it. They don't want to say it. They don't
But
want to say it.
I'm actually curious. It'd be an interesting thing to maybe ask. Maybe I'll do it in the chat. Even though when I'm in the chat, when you talk to the men, they don't like some of my questions. But I wonder which
Who would have
law.
thought? I wonder why. I
I'm
wonder
just
why.
asking. Hey, wait. What do you say all the time? I'm just
Don't
asking.
do that. Nah, don't do that.
Wait, what? What do you say? What do you say all the time? You say I'm just asking.
This guy is fucking unreal. This guy is bad questions, yo. I ask good questions. You be asking bad questions. That's the difference, yo.
Man.
You be asking bad questions. That's the difference between me and you.
Damn.
Asking these bad questions, but I do say that all the time. I ask me genuine questions, yo. Yours are very genuine.
Same here. Don't do that. I ask genuine questions too. But I wonder. I wonder which loss, which. I'm done. I'm done.
This guy, you got me, yo. You got me, yo. He did. Hey, common sense, he got me. I can't even argue with it. He got me.
Oh.
He got me.
Oh, damn.
Oh
no. Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Guy, yo.
That's crazy.
I said, what do you say all the time? Yeah, true.
Yo, this is a great show, Buzz. You got a great show.
Yeah, this is phenomenal, yo. This is one of my. I love doing this show. It's fantastic.
Oh, my goodness.
It's fantastic. These guys are criminal, you know.
Oh, man. Okay. Oh, that is the best line. That is your best line. Oh, man. No, I'm gonna get my composure. I'm gonna craft out the question properly. I'm gonna drop it in the chat the next time you're with.
Cool. Yeah. You could ask it. I'll star it. Get to it. Big up to Atlas again for this super chat. Atlas, and we'll get to all your super chats. Don't worry, man. Appreciate it. Join. Drop so many. Says also flawless. I want that troops. We are winning the league compilation at the end of the season. Arsenal tears taste sweet. Back again. Receipts don't lie. The thing is, someone's probably already done it. You know. Someone's probably already clipped him saying that. I know what these streets are like. Somebody's probably got that already, but we all heard him say it. Big up to Troops. He blamed me for him saying it, but hey, we move. And big up to Atlas again for this super chat. He says, as a Liverpool fan, 3 players I rate very highly for Manchester United are Mazzarri, Højlund and Agate. Højlund's movement is underrated. Amorim gets the best out of him. I hear you with Mazzarri. I think he's been, when it comes to Premier League value for money, he's been the signing of the season value for money. He was like 12 million. And the impact and how well he's played is ridiculous. Højlund, I don't rate Højlund at all. Like, I really don't. I don't. But I'm hoping that Amorim can get more out of him.
You want to hear something crazy?
Shown his worth. Go on.
Maybe I should look this up.
Go on.
I would take Højlund as a backup striker to Holland.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Pep wouldn't make Pep pull out his hair follicles. You know what I'm saying? If you had him as a striker. Pull out his hair follicles, man.
Oh, man. And what about Agate?
Agate, a rate. I was one of the few who, when people were crashing on Agate, defended him because I've watched Agate enough. We all know what Agate's game is and what he is good at. And what Satan had him doing, had him looking the way he was looking. And also, that's one of the few, the one tweak that Van Nistelrooy made was playing Agate next to Casemiro. And who would have thought playing a competent 6 next to a competent 8 in a double pivot would work. And all of a sudden, they both look better. All of a sudden, they both cover for each other. They pass the ball to each other. So Agate has had his uses. Agate runs around stamping out fires. That's been Agate's game ever since you watch him. That's why I wasn't against him. Word to Eddie, he's a tryhard, an effective tryhard. Like when the Chelsea fans were complaining about the amount of fouls he made in that game, good. Because he should have been sent off. He made 7-8 fouls. Good. Disrupt. Be a nuisance. That's what I need you to be in our midfield, and that's what he did against Chelsea. Nuisance.
Hoyland,
And that's all I need you to be. But yeah, Hoyland I don't rate. But the other two,
Hoyland's
yes.
only getting 85,000 a week.
This was 85,000 too much, mate, in my opinion. But here we are. He don't do anything. Don't do anything. You just
man.
don't. For someone who is as fast as he is, you utilize
Yeah,
your
but at the
pace. You're
same
60
time,
plus.
Who was the last striker that actually performed well for you guys? Lukaku.
Probably Lukaku.
Yeah.
Probably
It's been a
Lukaku.
while.
Yeah, it's been a strong minute. This is why we've been in the situation we've been in. But that don't make Hoyland like. If we don't sign a striker in the summer, I'll be livid. Even though I'm expecting an improvement from Hoyland. I'm expecting more from him, absolutely. Like, I think he got 10 league goals last season. You can get 8, 9 this season. All right, solid return, but we need to improve. He shouldn't be. I understand he's in the worst possible predicament in regards to the manager who was managing him, the platform he was given, the players around him, but it's still no excuse not to do better. I was at the Arsenal game away when we lost to them last season. I watched him make no runs. I was at the stadium.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
and
that.
I watched him close because was it the first half? The side whenever the end that Arsenal scored their goal, for people who remember that game, I was down the other end right by the corner flag because these lot who were doing the watch along see me on the TV. So I was I was near the corner flag, not too far. And I watched him purposely not make runs and just stand next to Gabriel and Saliba. Just stand. Didn't spin off none of them, didn't run channels, didn't drop shot. That's unforgivable. But it could be confident, but I don't need you non-confident and not trying. That's why you got players not celebrating because, a fan said the fans don't have faith in me. But big up to Faz anyway. Just want to say Faz was right. Big up to Atnas as well. Oh, yeah, I said this already. Yeah, Atnas, feel free. And this is to anybody, actually. This is to anyone. Feel free to call in to the fan calling show. It doesn't matter where you're calling in from. It doesn't matter. Like you mentioned in there about your accent. I want to hear from everybody. I don't care if it's UK, North America, South America, anywhere else in Europe, wherever you're in the Caribbean, Africa, Asia, Antarctica. You could be in Wakanda, Woodcrest, friggin' Springfield, Quahog. I don't care where you're calling in from. Feel free to call in, people. It's open for anyone to call in, 100%. And don't think just come on and say your piece. I'm much more relaxed on the fan calling shows than I am with these criminals like Vader. You see, like Vader and TJ and Surfer and Jez and all the crooks. You see, I have to be this way, but with you lot, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like these guys. May I also have your David Coote video thoughts? I stand with David Coote. That's what I'll say, man. Fucked over Liverpool. I stand with him. Stand with David
you know
Coote.
What? That's gonna. It's already been blown out of proportion and taken to a completely different level. All these referees are human beings, so you catch them in a non-professional moment, and you're just asking them their opinion on something. That's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, man. He called him.
It does not boil down to because again. I'm not obviously referees aren't they aren't doctors, right? They aren't policemen or whatever they happen to be. But we know that everybody has their own preferences or likes or dislikes, but they're still going to be a professional. If they're trying to take everything that someone may do off camera and be like, see, that's why they're bad at their job because they have this view, the world's doomed. The world's doomed. Now, I understand what they have to do in terms of suspending him. Did they fire him or just suspend him?
I'm not sure. Hey, chat, let me know.
I think they just suspended him. The last I saw.
I've not done my full research on it. I'm just like,
I didn't spend much time
going crazy.
on it
I'm
either.
like, I stand with. Word to Eddie, I stand with David Coote, man. And hey, stop giving the referee such a hard time. And big up to Atlas. Let me get to these 502 super chats because for you, and I know you got a goal Vader shortly. He says, I don't agree. I don't give credit to FSG. They are shit. Just because Arn is doing a madness doesn't take away from the fact FSG spend less than all of the top 6. Hey, well, I'll say they're efficient. Arn isn't a manager. He's a coach. Remember it.
Yeah, that's true. He is a coach. But, okay, these super chats are amazing. So maybe you can just clarify one thing.
Cool.
When does the owner get credit for what they do? just give me one example, and don't make it like a sarcastic. That like when does an owner do something?
When they consistently show that they're trying to. The reason why Abramovich got the love from Chelsea fans because his aim was for Chelsea to be dominant. Even though not every year they won the league, not every year they won the Champions League. It's aim, and we can all know your aim. Why are Arsenal fans on the Arsenal board? Because their aim is not to be dominant and win at all costs. Why am I Arteta in? Why am I Arteta in?
Flawless. The messed up thing is you're Arteta in, but had it not been for me and my club,
But I knew you was gonna win it. I knew this. When they
so
was,
you would,
I
so you
knew
would be
this.
okay. So you would be Arteta out. You'd be Arteta out.
If I
If
believed he could make them dominant, yes.
no, if you thought he was gonna win
Oh yeah,
last
if I
year,
thought they was genuinely gonna, if I thought he was genuinely could take them, why do you think I've been pep out from the start? If I genuinely thought he could get them to the promised land, I would be Arteta out because they are
okay.
not that far away. I've said this. I look at the team. I think they're 2 players away and a manager away. That's the closest Arsenal have been in a long, long time. I do not like that. They may stumble across it. They may actually just get there, they're bored on accident. Like Arteta leaves and they hire a good manager. And it's
No,
like,
this
oh
is great.
crap.
This is great. You gave me another way to look at things. So the question after every transfer window that I plan on having with you is:
Huh?
Did the owners
Do enough?
show? No, did they show intent?
Yeah, did they show intent? Also, it's
Did
not
they
just
show
window.
intent?
The manager, how do you react? How I know my
Yeah, yeah.
board.
But I'm just saying, moving
Yeah,
forward,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I can
Moving
only go on the
forward, that's
transfer
it. Is.
windows that are coming. So
Why do you think
we'll do
Chelsea?
kind of like a
Why do you?
report card. Did Chelsea show intent in this
There
transfer
you go.
window?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do you think Chelsea fans love Roman Abramovich? His aim
Yeah,
was
but
to be dominant.
yeah.
And they didn't win the Premier League every year. They didn't win the Champions League every year. But that was always his aim because his action shown it. Look
We'll
at the
see.
managers
You know, we're Chelsea fans.
look at the manager. Look at the caliber of managers they hired.
Yeah,
That tells you all
yeah.
you need to know. That man brought in Hiddick as an interim. That man had Mourinho. That man had Ancelotti. When Villas-Boas was the up and coming guy, they went and got him. When Conte was the up and coming guy, or not up and coming guy, but
Yeah, but the
gonna be
flashy
next guy,
toy,
they
you
went and
can
got
look
him.
at like they always get the newest trending toy every holiday. They
Yeah.
got the Tickle Me Elmo, right? They always
Yeah.
got the
And
Nerf
guess what?
gun. They always get the not
And guess
necessarily
what?
the best, but it's the flashy, the trendy one at the time.
No, but it was like in their mind, it was the best. It was a
Yeah,
smart
yeah,
choice.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
even if he was second, third on the list, Mourinho could have went south. But you just went and got the manager who just won the Champions League and just won the Europa League before that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's showing intent. Even if
No,
it went wrong for Mourinho,
I hear it. I hear it.
you
But
went and got Scolari, who had just won a World Cup, I think, the year before. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm talking
even,
here the
even
names
the hiring
I'm talking
and
about.
firing of managers, the hiring and firing of managers, that
And
still
that's
stays on the books depending on
yeah,
how those contracts are laid out. So
absolutely.
some of those things that they were able to do under Abramovich doesn't quite work now with FFP and PSR. But
To an extent.
I hear it. I hear it.
Yeah,
I hear it.
like that's what I'm saying here. The list of managers we're talking about, you don't have that caliber of list and say, even if they all went wrong, our aim was to do it. You don't have Mourinho, Conte, Ancelotti, Scolari, Villas-Boas, Conte.
They
Who else
always
did
went
they
out.
have?
They got the
Hiddink.
latest. They got
Who
the
else?
Game
Who else
Boy.
did they have? The
They got
aim
the
was to be there.
yeah.
Like
They
that's
got the
all we
Game
want.
Cube. Yeah. They got the
Not
Every holiday they go out and they got
David.
that.
Not flipping David Moyes and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and getting beat 5-0 at home to your arch rivals and the fans are clapping him off and you release no statement or finishing 8th with a minus goal difference in the Premier League or the worst ever Champions League campaign in British history and not sack the manager. Aims. Basics.
Okay.
Basics. That's what it is. Big up to Atnus as well. I think, is this the final? Big up to Atnus, man. You've been super generous. He says, I want Liverpool to win. Vader, it's not fair. It's just being smart. If I do what Troops did, I just become an internet meme. You get it? God's hair loudness. That's our bar, man. I said the God's hair loudness.
I'm not saying, okay, the difference is, and Atnus, your super chats are on point, but no one's saying that you need to go full 4K dancing and doing whatever you want with regards to how you plan on winning the league. You don't need to go that far, right? You don't need to be doing any of that. All you need to do hey, if you happen to be on camera, you tune in, or you're part of the LinkedIn, you talk with Flawless, and you say, when he asks you, are you winning the league? Call and be like, I'm confident, here's why we're winning the league. No one's gonna
Yeah.
clip you up and try to bait you out and make you a meme. But when you carry on, yes. When
What?
you carry on, yes.
You carry it. What I'd say to this, is forget becoming a meme because that can happen. All I say to it is, do you believe it? So if it's not
Yeah,
from
yeah,
hope,
yeah.
or even if it's from hope, be honest. That's what I always say. Be honest. If you genuinely believe your team will win the league, say that. If you get clipped,
Yeah.
so be it. Because you know why? You're getting clipped for being yourself. Don't just live in hope. Don't just do it because don't just do it because you
Yeah,
don't
don't
want
just do
you.
it
Don't
to
just do it
guard
just
yourself.
because.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't just like the same way with United. Like I'm gonna be honest. I said all season long in the summer, and I had this crook next to me tried to tell me different. United ain't doing anything under this manager. And I had him and many others telling me I'm wrong. I had whole chats telling me I'm wrong. And I'll never forget the summer 2024. A lot of you lot who are in here now was there and seen that. When I was telling Vader on this very show, we are doing nothing of note. And lo and behold, where did the manager leave us? We were 14th, people. Were we 14th after 9 games, 8 goals scored? How many points did we have? 11. Yeah, 11 points. Our worst. The last time we had 11 points.
I'm worse.
The last time we had 11 points from 9 games, Manchester United were relegated. I got it in the book right here. I had it on accident. I found this. I forgot my pops gave me this. Hold up. Shit's still in the raffle. This book right here. Look, the unseen archives, a photographic history of Manchester United, and it's got the relegation in here, the dark years, people.
That's quality, actually. That's
Yeah,
quality.
it's got the dark. You can see the dust coming off it. I found this on accident because I forgot I had it. My pops gave it to me, and in here it's got from the start all the way up until like the Fergie years, like the end of the Fergie years in here. Yeah, and guess what? There's literally a chapter in here that says the dark ages, the dark days, when we got relegated and all that stuff. And that manager had us en route to that. But hey, back in, man. Like what Vader say, 70 goals in 3rd place, yeah? Yeah. Sure, mate. Sure.
Now listen, we've had many conversations. We're going to continue to have many conversations. Atnas, don't worry about getting clipped up. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Speak your truth. Don't move coward like. That's all that it is.
That's it. Yes,
right?
yes.
Be yourself.
Yes. Yeah. And he says, owner gets respect when he gets Caicedo deal done.
Oh my goodness.
You know what's crazy? If they had showed that investment and brought in players the caliber of Caicedo, guess what they probably would have won? More Champions League and more Premier Leagues and clubs, period. But they didn't go and do that. That's aim. And it doesn't necessarily, before you start and say, oh, it's just a big money signing. You don't necessarily have to get big money signing to bring in quality. But it's an aim thing.
They've tried to get the quality. I think where the again.
Yeah,
I think
man,
where
they did, man. That summer after the Champions League window, quality for Liverpool. After they won the Champions
they've
League.
been trying to get big names for a long time now. Caicedo was one of them. Tchouaméni was one of them. Bellingham was one of them. Like they've been Lavia. Like they've been trying to get players on the cheap or on the high price because Lavia. Again, you talk to
They should
any
have got
Chelsea
Lavia.
fan,
They messed up with Lavia.
they messed with Lavia. Lavia was like, yo,
they messed up.
sign me already. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, they
Yo,
messed up with Lavia.
I'm gonna have to go tackle these minions.
Nah, do your thing. Hey, you lot, subscribe to Vader Games TV. The link's in the title. It's underneath. I know it's not above me. It's underneath. Subscribe to Vader Games TV. Phenomenal content creator people. And you catch him here with myself every Tuesday doing the show at 11:30 p.m. UK time. Vader, again, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff as well. We didn't even manage to get to your to why it's not. So actually, just quickly wrap up. I know you got to good. Why you don't think buying players is a solution in January? You think the solutions are there?
It's not so much this. I think we can find the solutions. I think Pep. I think the players that we have, the experience that they have, it's a health. I think it's really just being healthy, being available. I hated the amount of players, and I don't have the list in front of me, but I hated this international break on the players that were going to go off and play. I'm like, Bud International. I don't want any of that. All of you say you got something with the hamstring or something with your back. Don't travel. And Walker, I need you to retire from international. Retire already. Okay? I know you didn't achieve what you wanted to for country, but Play in the summer. These games are meaningless. These games are absolutely meaningless. I think we have enough to win it. I think Pep can figure out the right 11. I think Pep can definitely figure out what the right midfield is. We actually have a player that's already been signed, and it was already like he was signed and just time delayed on when he was going to come to Manchester City.
Mhm.
He's coming over from South America. Echeverri. He's more of an attacking midfielder, play kind of like in the 10. I think he can actually play within the 8, something we might see. We could see how Gundogan played, see something like that, and he's got some legs, so maybe we can have some coverage there. I think we make that work and we get everyone else healthy. I also believe that if we do get someone in the transfer window, again, you think I'm joking. In the with regards to the super chats, you maybe think I'm trolling. FSG, don't overspend. I don't want us overspending for a January coverage player when we can, like, you know what, get the right guy in the summer.
Yeah,
I
but
don't want I don't want a quote unquote kind of like bandage fix
oh, you are
for
you are a long term fix.
I want the long term
But you can get a
because
long term
again,
fix this. You can get a long term fix in the January.
hopefully, but
I think you can.
usually if you're taking someone of quality, that other
Yeah,
club wants high
you got
compensation
you got
for
to
it.
pay premium. But is it worth it though for what that player brings you in the future? I think it is. Would you pay
That,
40 million more for another Premier League? Yes.
but that's when these short term goals start catching up with you. I don't know what the right answer is, and again, no one else does because no one's seen a four-peat. But we'll see. We'll see what the club does. I had to throw out a little jab. I will see what the club does with regards to the transfer window. But again, I'm already prepared that no one's bought. I'm prepared for that.
Well,
And then we go toe to toe. We see whether Liverpool, FSG go out and get a player. We see whether Arsenal go out and get a player.
and big up to what name? That is a fire username, man. Abdelaziz Hag. Big up to you, man, for the super chat. Much appreciated. He says, big up Flawless and the Fraud Vader. I am a Liverpool fan. And in my opinion, a lot of our fans don't believe we are going to win the league. That's why you are not seeing chest. I think there's a mix of things. Big up for the super. I think it's a mix of two. I think some of your fans don't. I think some have PTSD. I think some don't want to like, we're going to win the league and then it's crushing disappointment. And then I think some of you lot genuinely don't because of the unknowns. There's a lot unknown around Liverpool. Cause
Okay. I
But
think
big up to Abdelaziz. Go on.
the only reason why, and respect on the super chat. I know. Put next time, put a laughing emoji when you put fraud in front of my name. But with regards to not wanting to claim that you're winning the league, I'm a little confused, and I said it earlier. I'm a little confused when you support a club like Liverpool. When you support a club like Liverpool, and I hear a lot about standards, I hear all about expectations, I hear all about what fans are accustomed to doing, what it means to be part of a big club. If you're a Liverpool fan and you're 5 points up, seeing, and I'm curious on whether you have some more to say with regards to what you or how you rate Arsenal or possibly how you rate City on why you don't believe your club, historically one of the best ever, you and United, on why you're not winning this league 5 points up.
It's because you know what it is. And I get it. I'm with Liverpool. I understand why Liverpool fans are not showing.
But is it City or is it Arsenal? Is it fearful that they're going to lose the league to Manchester
No, so
City?
you look, it's that bald headed demon that's at,
Oh, okay.
in the blue
Okay.
half of Manchester. I'm tired of him. I
Okay.
even involved. And even I'm like, you're at the point where I don't bet against him. It's like Steph Curry in a playoff game. I don't care how bad the Warriors are. I'm not picking against the Warriors when they have Steph.
I hear
And they
it.
might
I
lose.
hear
I'm
it.
not picking against them. I just can't because it's him. That's how I look at Pep. Because if someone can put it together, it's him.
Yeah.
As bad
Yeah.
as you lot look, injuries and goals and all that,
Now,
he'll do something.
Can I ask
That's
you a question?
respect. Yeah, of
Can I ask you a
course.
question? I'm not sure if there's any more super chats, but I'll ask you this question.
Nah, that's it. Yeah, no more. No more. We good. We
Okay.
good.
So I wonder, maybe the concern is maybe some of these Liverpool fans that don't have chest, right? Not doing any push-ups. Maybe the reason why they're not claiming the league is because of the poor summer transfer window that you pointed out, right? Gunnigan, we let Alvarez go. We brought in Savino. So Gunnigan on a free, Savino, we let Alvarez go. Injury to Oscar Bob, KEB age not looking that great. Rodri, Ballon d'Or winner, out. The fact that we have that, I wonder if some of these Liverpool fans, right, They're going to the gym and they're doing yoga and Pilates. They're not doing any type of workout. Are they not claiming to win the league because they believe that City, after having a poor summer transfer window, are going to spend big in January? Like, is that maybe the hesitation? Like,
You know
they're
what?
like, you know what? City
Valid point.
clearly
Valid point.
clearly have some type of disadvantage. They're vulnerable, extremely at risk of not winning this title. Maybe Liverpool fans are saying they are surely going to spend in January.
I'm with that. I would be extremely shocked if you lot don't spend in January.
Okay.
When the league title, when it's literally could be the difference in you lot winning a league title and not winning a league title.
Okay.
It's bringing in a
Okay.
couple players. And normally you go and got, let's say you have to spend 70 million on 2 players. For you lot not to do that, that's what you made there is a valid point. I think that ties into it. Because let's say you go get Zubamendi and an attacking player of some sort. Changes your whole dynamic. Then City click into gear. And we've seen it so many times when you lot have won 10 games in a row, 12 games in a row, 50. You are capable. As bad, and I've made this point before, as bad as you lot are, you're 5 points from the top of the league.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if you go to... You do have your games are very tough. Would it surprise me if you go to Anfield and get a result? No. Do I have Liverpool winning that game? Yes, currently. But it wouldn't surprise me if you went there and got a result. Because
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after Spurs.
We definitely are.
And we worked this out. This was like a working meeting. The intelligent agenda here is...
Oh, yeah. Talking through it, man. And I get to that next super chat in a second. Go on, Veo. Floor's yours. Go on.
Intelligent agenda is that Liverpool fans aren't showing chest because they're expecting City to spend. So I get that. I get that narrative. I get that type of combo. Maybe that's probably the agenda that some like the Don Hussams want to kind of speak on. Maybe why they're not saying Liverpool are winning, because they're like, you know what? City are going to go and spend. So they're doing that. I'm going to let them have that. I'm going to be doing a show. I did a show, this last show, this Say Intelligent Agendas. I did this on my channel right after the loss. And that loss hurt. Right after the Brighton loss. Go and check that out. I did a show today on 115, one question, 15 minutes, which happened to be this show. I talked about the vulnerability and why Liverpool's title, they got one hand on the title already. My next show is going to be Why Always Me. And Why Always Me, let me put that on screen for you guys too. Please subscribe. Do not miss out on it.
Subscribe to Vega Games TV, people. The link is literally in the title. Click the link.
So this is what we're going to be discussing on my next Why Always Me. International break, much needed. Thank goodness for this international break. Talk about City being wounded. The problem is midfield, in my opinion. The fix is with the current players. Like I talked with Wallace, I don't think we're spending. And I'll address everything else with regards to Liverpool. Great with no pressure. Maybe that's another reason why the Don Hussams out there in the world aren't talking about winning the league, because Liverpool are great with no pressure. And FSG, efficient money ball. You guys don't like when I talk about that, but it is something, and they deserve some praise. But I get it. You rivals, you Liverpool fans don't want to praise FSG, so it is what it is.
So you lot subscribe to Vega Games TV. Again, link is in the title. Also,
Bless
in
up.
the description. Hey, Vega, love every time. I'll catch up with you soon.
Man.
Yeah? Blessings, Vega.
Right.
Blessings. Every single time. Big up to Vega, man. I love doing shows with Vega. Great. Atanas, man, you've been super generous with the super chats. Like, I can't show you enough love, man. So I appreciate it, man. Nothing but love for real, man. I can't express my gratitude enough. I appreciate it. It says, reason I'm being generous. I think you deserve a lot more views on your vids for the quality content you provide. Flawless, especially the second wave pods. Big up for this. Again, another super chat. In regards to deserving a lot more views on the vid, I appreciate it. I'm glad you like the content quality, and more of the views will come. How more of the views will come is by you lot running up the likes, sharing across the socials. Hey, man, the city of sarcasm, you lot spread the word. And look how the channel's grown. It's road to 14K. Some of you lot will remember the road to 1K, 2K, 5, 10. Now it's road to 14. And there will be a 13K subscriber party Saturday. It's already on the schedule. I think I said it for 10:30, so bring your drink. Whatever. It doesn't have to be an alcoholic beverage. Just have a cup. It can be with liquor in it. It can be H2O, orange juice, apple juice. Hey, it may even be banana milk, people. I'll be drinking. Sip your favorite liquor. JD, wine, rum, whiskey, vodka, whatever you want. Just make sure you have a cup and come pull up. I'm sure most of the gang are just answering questions from the chat people as well. But again, subscribe to Vader Games TV. And I appreciate it. And I'm glad you like the second wave pods. And speaking of the Sarcasm City TV specials, remember the originals I did, people. The next week, from next week Monday, we're going to do watch-alongs for them all. So we're going to watch them back. Every single one. So Carefree, Lewis G, Troops, Rants, Gunner, Matisse, Saeed, Grizz, Hassam. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing out someone. But yeah, how many did I do? Was it like 9 or 10? Yeah, because it was Saeed, Rants, Aaron, Matisse, Grizz, Gunner, Lewis, Hassam. I think that was pretty much it. Is there anyone else I'm missing? Let me actually double check that. I remember, you lot will know in the chat. But we're going to watch them all back. We are going to watch them all back. That is the plan. That is the plan. And the Tarnas, I want to see everyone smoke emojis for a Tarnas because he dropped. How many super chats? Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And join the membership. Man dropped 38. That's a record, man. Hey, yeah. Man dropped 13 super chats. 13. Hey. I don't think anyone's even come close to half that. You know what I'm saying? So salute. Big up, man. Every single time. Hey, man. Absolute real one. Hatanas. And join the membership. If you're on socials, hit me up, man. Hit me up if you're on Twitter or the gram. Want to see smoke emojis, fire emojis, all that good stuff in the chat. I'll chat to the Coppish Dons. I'll get them on. I got you. I'll chat to the Coppish Dons. I'm cool with them. I'm cool with Callum. I'm cool with Drifty. I'm cool with Matt as well. Like, I'm cool with all of them. So I'll do that. I'll chat to them and see what's what. But yeah, man, smoke emojis, W's in the chat, clapping emojis in the chat as well. And to Liverpool's 12th man, I seen you say earlier you were confident about winning the league before the ball was kicked. Include you in that mix as well. Obviously, I didn't know that. Now I know. I'll make sure to mention it. But it was very few. But big up, man. Big up to you as well. All right, people. I think that is it. Sorry we didn't get to all the questions. You lot know the vibes. Big up to Abdul Aziz Hag for the super chat. Big up to Atanas for the record. The record. 13 super chats. Record. I'm going to check who's live, but we are going to go live on the playback. I know it's halftime currently right now. The 76ers are playing the Knicks. So it's the New York Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going live on the Sarcasm City TV playback. So Atanas, everybody else, I'll be answering football questions over there. Head over to the playback. You download the app for free, and then you sign up for free. It's in your app store. Or you go www.playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv. That's playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, people. Check it out. 1 second. Bear with me. I'm going to check it out. Hold up. Now this laptop wants to move slow, you know. It's froze. What is going on? Yeah, it's froze. This laptop, I can't even drop it. I will do in a second. I'm going to wait for that laptop to sort itself out. I'll just sign in on here and do it. Give me 1 second. Yeah, and Sarcasm City TV after dark pull up. We are going to redirect to someone. Big up to Liverpool's 12th man. Says big up to you and your guest. And to the chat especially. Yeah, appreciate it. Big up the chat, man. You lot are real ones. Absolute real ones. Sorry, this other laptop is moving way slow. You lot are going to have to give me a moment. Get any final few questions in for me, people? I know I didn't talk too much about Manchester United, but I spoke on it beforehand. I'll give my thoughts on Amorim on here repeatedly. I will continue to all over the international break as well. But I think I've pretty much covered everything in regards to Amorim and my short-term and long-term expectations as well. Big up to Atanas again. 13 super chats is crazy. Big up Jez, you know. Jez said, I know you love streaming with me. He thinks a damn lot of himself. Yeah, I'll redirect to him in a second, H. It's just that this thing is moving mad. It's moving way slow. Now it's frozen. Moving mad slow. I don't know what's going on. And Vegas referenced it. Big up to all the audio listeners as well. So if you have Spotify, type in Sarcasm City TV and follow us and 5-star us. That's on Spotify. Sarcasm City TV, people. Sarcasm City TV as well. Please tell Troops to stop interrupting when he's asked uncomfortable questions. Hey, you gotta allow Troops. You're going through it at Atanas, man. You gotta give him some leeway, man. You gotta give him some leeway. He's going through it. He ain't seen his team win a league title in 20 years. He has never seen his team win the Champions League. You gotta give some allowances, man. We have to. Big up to Hanos, says, yo, flawless in chat, can't sleep, so here, listen. Hey, big up, man. We're going over to the playback in a second for NBA anyway. It's just that this shit wants to start moving hella slow as I'm doing what I'm doing. Just on some foolishness. That's what it is, Kingsman. We gotta give him leeway. We're back tomorrow, 11:30 p.m. UK time. Manchester United Arsenal show. Tony won't be there. I've not spoke to TJ, but TJ will be there. Probably bring on a special guest as well to talk all things Manchester United. Talk all things Arsenal. Yeah, proper script. That's what it is, man. Proper script. Why is this not working? You lot are gonna have to give me a moment. What is going on with YouTube? Let me just sign in on here. Bear with me. I'm gonna have to just sign in on this laptop instead, as this shit wants to be playing up. Can I even remember the password? Let's see if it's working. Now it wants to work. Now it wants to. See the trials and tribulations we go through, people. Right, boom. That's the playback in the chat right there. That's the playback in the chat right there. And to Tanas, even though it's not available, he says strongly considering buying. Are you on social media? If you're on socials, let me know, and we'll pattern the merch. Well, I think it's part of the membership anyway. Part of, is it the soldiers or citizen? But since you dropped that amount of super chats, just let me know I got you. I got you. So let me know if you're on Twitter or Instagram, and we'll pattern it and sort it if you want some of the merch. Just let me know. Right. Northside's live. What was Northside's channel announcement? Does anyone know? What is it, Atanas? I'll follow you. I'll hit you with a follow back. Shout me. Let me know. And what was Northside's announcement? Does anyone know before I go? And again, playback right there. We're heading over there in 2 minutes. We're going live, people. Going live in 2 minutes over there for the New York Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, shit. Wait, you got a full-time job? Oh, he's going back into full-time work.